United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. So we need a motion to a public hearing, or do we need to say something? Well, if you want any of the materials that we're going to be talking about tonight, they're all on the table over here. If you did not get them, please make yourself available to grab those. We will be having public hearings, so we get to hear from you tonight. I do want to remind you that we do have a policy of 3 minutes. I'm going to try to stay to that, but I don't want to be a tyrant either, so, we're going to try to hear from you and work together to try to do what's best for the town. That's the intent that we have as a board tonight, so I'm looking for your input. So, with that, we need a motion to go into public hearing.
I make a motion that we go into public hearing.
Second. All in favor? Okay. So public hearing, first up is the Clifton Climbers Alliance.
We're here, yeah.
Okay?
So, how does this work? Does the town ask us questions? Do you want us to repeat the presentation that we did last time? How do you think it would be next?
Give us a short version.
Give a brief,
short version, all right.
brief synopsis of what you want to do and what it means.
Sure. We are pursuing a grant application with the state for the Maine Trails Bond that was voted on at this.
Excuse me, could you stand up so we can hear you better? Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
So we are pursuing a trail grant from the Maine Trails Bond, which is a $35 million bond approved 2 years ago for the state of Maine. The first round of funding happened in 2024. Second round of funding is this year, and there'll be 2 more after that. But we are seeking to request a grant to build roughly 2 miles of machine-built trail on Eagle Bluff, primarily on the backside of the bluff, where there's really nothing at this point. And we are coming to the town. We have come to the town prior to ask for the opportunity to put on the ballot for matching funds. So we have asked the town to include out-of-tip funding, $25,000 for a 10% match of a $250,000 request from the state. Why I think this is good. We're going to produce a trail for the community to leverage. It will allow us to expand the property to include more biking resources and also biking flow. And I feel like it's a good opportunity to claw some of that money back from the state. It's already approved by the taxpayers. The amount of $35 million is going to be spent on trails, whether it's here in Clifton or Woonsocket or Portland or somewhere else. So that's the goal and the idea. We have a presentation here that talks in a lot more detail about the project, the timeline, and we're here to do the question.
How many acres total do you have in that parcel up there?
165 acres.
Okay, so it's good size parcel.
Okay.
Didn't you say something about we could never sell it after?
Correct. Yeah, we have an agreement with the state of Maine. It's a recreational management agreement that states that we can't charge. It has to be open for public recreation for the people of Maine. And they've actually encouraged us in that land management survey and the land management agreement that we should try to expand the recreational uses beyond just climbing and hiking.
Beyond just what?
Just climbing and hiking. Yes, primarily.
Yeah.
You would let electric bicycles be able to use it.
Yeah, so we haven't talked about the details yet, but it's pretty standard with most bike places. We strongly consider including class 1 bikes, which are like the technical definition is bikes that are not driven by a throttle and are limited to 20 miles per hour with assisted speed. Yeah.
So where are the targeted places in Clifton? I'm sorry, I didn't get to read anything. I got here a little late. So that would be Chick Hill and Eagle Bluff, and where?
This is only related to Eagle Bluff. So it's 165 acres that we as the Clifton Climbers Alliance.
Okay.
The background there I think is important to know. This land has been maintained for fairly public recreation for a very long time, through most of the 90s and till about 2011. It was owned by climbers, and they kept the property open for climbing access, hiking access, recreation, all of it. And when Don Elligan, rest in peace, passed away, we realized that there was potential for this property to be sold for development, or opened up for subdivision and development. And we want to try to make sure we maintain the recreational access that people have been appreciating and utilizing for the better part of 50 years.
How much money do you need?
How much money do we need for the project? Well,
Not want, just need, yeah.
how much do we need? Well, it's spelled out in this. I kind of spelled
I'm
it out.
sorry.
Was that?
I apologize.
No. That's what we're here for. So there's project conceptual, right? So we can scale it however we need to. We could, go from 10,000, which covered the cost to build about 1 mile of trail to the top, all the way up to 25,000, which would cover 2 full trails and some repairs to some of the existing infrastructure to repair damage because of erosion.
So 10 is just for the initial, and then if you got 25, you could double it and then some.
Yeah, create a lot more distance in trails.
Which is what they're looking for.
Yeah, and the maximum amount we can request is 250 for this grant. And everyone in the state's limited to 250. It's not specifically organizationally based, but we can scale this, right? So if the town isn't comfortable with the entire 25,000 and a portion of that would make me more comfortable, I would be fully willing to back off that. That's something that folks felt comfortable with.
And if we did, let's say for instance, we only did 10 now, what if we wanted to do 10 more later?
Well, I think that would be awesome, because we have talked initially about potentially putting in for the second round in the following year, maybe the third round, the fourth round after that.
Okay.
So there's an opportunity to scale this project to a much greater degree over time.
So, if I'm understanding correctly, let's say the town agrees to 10,000, you'll get basically a matching of 100,000. And i.e., if you go 15,000, the state kicks over 150,000, so on and so forth. So
Pretty close. We have to make a specific grant request, right?
Okay.
So we will base on the amount we're asking for, on how much we're able to raise in matching donations, funds, get money from the town, and it covers, the 10% is included in the grant amount. So if we request a $250,000 grant total, the state will give us $225,000, and the $25,000 will be covered.
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So I just wanted to say, if you haven't seen the materials, these are excellent materials. There's actually a well thought out PowerPoint that actually lists exactly what they're trying to do with the exact specs and the detailed, to a pretty high level degree, what they're trying to do. And the reason why I recommended and the board agreed to put $25,000 on the ballot was the force multiplier effect. The $25,000 turning into $225,000 from the state. I'm not aware of many ROIs that look like you're going to get over $200,000 from the state for a program. So as a force multiplier to bring state money away from southern Maine into Clifton, I think it's a no-brainer, but I know others disagree. But that was the genesis of putting out the higher amount.
You said this has been applied for, other people have applied for it in the past. Is there any history of getting granted the grant for larger amounts or smaller amounts? Do they look at everything equal? Do you know anything?
So you can request anything up to 250, that's max.
But the ones that have been awarded, were they mostly 250s, or were there a bunch of them that were only 100?
250s, yeah. And keep in mind, this is only the first year of the grant request, so there were a lot of organizations that went for very good projects the first year. I'm not sure what it's going to look like, but I know that they did not approve every grant request the first round. It was a very popular project. So,
And then my second question is, if the town helps you out with 10 or 25,000, so you can put 100 or 250,000 into this land, can you turn around and sell this in a couple of years and make a profit?
we can't sell it and make a profit for a couple of reasons. Primary is just motivation or organization. We purchased this land in particular to make sure that it was reserved for land protection. And we have zero interest in selling. In fact, ideally expand our land holdings to include that, to include other climbing areas. That's not very realistic at this point, but we're not interested in selling that. That's not, we bought it to save it. And we also are not allowed to profit in any way off the land. There's no risk of that.
Because of the state grant or because of what you already have set up as an organization?
Because of our organization finding and because of the agreement we have with the state of Maine around
The townspeople voted down, you have other options.
we have some other options we can pursue. There are some other grant opportunities. We could also pivot to, requesting donations. We could also try to pull together more in-kind donations. What does that mean? It means that labor does count in donations. So if we can pull together resources to help build the trails, clear the corridor, things like that, that can count towards it. But I think that if that was the case, it would delay. So we would need to wait till 2027 grant funding session to make that happen.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say, I've traveled that road for over 20 years, and what you guys have done as far as the parking down there, I think is tremendous, because people used to park on the road, it was dangerous, and just what I can see from the road, you guys have done a wonderful job, and I hope you get this money.
Thank you. We had some help from some folks to get that done. We're very appreciative of that.
I have some questions.
Sure.
I mean, is it true that the Clifton Climbers Alliance fundraising page listed a goal of $2,500, while you are now requesting $25,000 from the residents of the town of Clifton? Since last year, and that your fundraising page has only raised $185 toward that original $2,500 goal. Is that yes or no?
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, so the original amount.
Okay, but just yes or no.
Okay.
At the September 10, 2025 select board meeting,
Let me answer,
I said
please.
yes or no. I only have 3 minutes. I only have 3 minutes. So.
Be kind.
So when we put that fundraiser up, it was unrelated to this project entirely. This is a general trails fundraiser.
That's the one you directed us to, though, on the Clifton locals page. You said go to that.
Well, there was a statement made by somebody, and I don't recall the person, that we had all the money we needed. So the reason I showed that is because I wanted to demonstrate that we do not have all the money.
And you've only collected $185 out of a $2,500 goal that you set on your fundraising page.
That's correct.
Okay. At the September 10th, 2025 select board meeting, minutes show a request for $10,000 in town funds, which select board member John Williams motioned to increase to $25,000. My question requires a yes or no answer. Will any trail project contracts be awarded to John Williams Sr. or the Sergeant's Corps? And the reason I ask is because John Williams Sr. is Mr. Williams' father, and his brother works for Sergeant's Corporation, and John Williams Sr. holds a 25-year lease with Sergeant's Corporation at 167 Airline Road. If public funds approved through Mr. Williams' motion results in work going to either party, it raises conflict of interest and requires full transparency. So yes or no?
I agree with you 100%, but I can't answer that.
Why not? Why not? Why can't you
Because it has
answer?
to go to competitive bidding, it's part of the grant project.
Can I go on the record saying?
This is my time, John. This is my time. My third question is, will there be bathroom facilities available on-site for public use, yes or no?
No.
If not, where are individuals expected to use the restroom facilities in the event of an emergency, and who will be responsible for the sanitation cleanup?
It's a wild area.
So it's okay to go in the bushes and leave toilet paper and other stuff around the creeks? That's what you're saying, though. There's no bathroom facilities. So it's no, basically. Okay.
There's no plan for
So
bathroom
basically-
facilities at this time.
We don't plan to bathroom facilities in the short term, and we maintain a leave no trace ethic. So the expectation would be that you would bury your waste in the town.
Well, how many people are going to do that, do you think?
Well, I think that
Most people would go.
I think that there's a large number of people that will follow the rules, and there's a large number that won't.
But who's going to clean up after those ones that don't follow the rules?
Oh, we do.
So you're going to patrol that area like regularly to clean up after people's waste, basically?
I do it now, right?
Okay. My last comment is, I feel that Clifton sees no financial return from this investment. With no hotels, restaurants, or lodging, there is no meaningful local economic benefit. And a brief stop at the Clifton store cannot justify a $25,000 cost borne by the local taxpayers. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Just
question goes to you and also to the select board. Isn't it true that tax incremental financing funds are limited to a very few items, recreation being one of those, and so that it's not like we're taking money from a lot of other areas away from the town? Is that true?
That is true.
That was my understanding, and that's why we approached the town with this request.
Could I respond to the conflict of interest issues? Because I'm willing to sign a document, if the town wants to draft a legal document that says the Williams family will not profit a dime from this.
How about sergeants too?
Absolutely, I'm sure.
They have no control over the
Whatever we could do.
His brother works for it.
But
so
that's
it's-
no control over
Oh,
it.
it's-
Oh my God.
Hey, now,
There is just.
one at a time.
There's an immense amount of fear that somehow trying to bring a public good to the town, to help a nonprofit, to develop a scenic resource, to protect our natural resources.
But
that
not an economic,
one
but
at a
not an
time.
economic.
Nancy.
Somehow I'm going to line my pockets, and if it would make you feel better, I'm happy to sign something that says.
How about your father
I'm sure he would too.
and sergeants also?
They have no control over the targets.
And now,
His brother works
I
there.
don't care.
I don't hear either.
we need to suspend this, or you be reasonable and respectful and go one at a time.
Well, you know what?
Otherwise, I
I'm
would ask you
about
to
to
leave, either one of you. I was speaking, okay?
I just feel, I don't want my name to taint this project. I think it's a legitimate public good for the town. I support it, but I'm not profiting off it. If there's any way I can sign a legal document to prove that to folks, I would gladly do it.
I just want to say, I don't think you have any intention of that. I also wanted to your question, Nancy, they propose 4 different pricing structures, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, and 25,000, and we as a board are the ones who decided that 25,000 was in the best interest of the town. The other thing I would answer as far as the economic impact, I think when you have trails like that, you bring interest into the town, which could spur on further development in properties, people buying homes, steads here, moving here, so I think that's a distinct, reasonable part of this, so that's why I support it. I think it's good for the town, all the way around, so.
Thank you, Dennis.
I'm just wondering if you have like a ballpark figure of how many people utilize that property?
Just anecdotally, I see there's a lot of use. I mean, there's people in the parking lot, I see people hiking. I know there's people that show up almost daily with their dogs. A lot of climbing at the cliff and in the boulders. We do quite a few events there. It's utilized by, I don't know if it's still the case, but for a very long time, it's utilized by the National Guard's training area. It gets a lot of use. If we want to see that use, go up. And we want the property to be used for people who enjoy it, and to open up more areas of the property so that it can be utilized for recreation.
I just want to let the people know, I live just down the street from the club. And I see that place packed all the time. There's cars there. There's cars there when there shouldn't be cars there because I wouldn't be there. But it's used all the time.
Do you have any intention of, including down the line, Parks Pond Bluff?
It's something that's definitely of interest to us. We have to, determine, who owns that.
That's a
and if
very
they'd be
busy trail
interested.
too.
Yeah,
And dangerous parking.
Yes, indeed.
it's definitely it's definitely of high interest to the Climbers Alliance. It's a resource that a lot of people utilize, both for the, the beautiful hiking there and for the really great rock climbing there. So yes, in short.
I have to say 100% with Dennis. When you bring these people into this town, they see how gorgeous it is and how wonderful it is and how great the pizza is at the country store. I didn't think I'd ever live in the North Maine woods, and look at me, I'm here. So,
They do have great pizza.
yeah, 100%.
I just wanted to let you know that about a year or so ago, the school department, Edmonton, Clifton, and Holden, got 2 trailers full of mountain bikes and no one to be a coach. So there are bikes sitting, and I know that they would utilize those trails, that they could get someone to
Well,
help.
this is the existing trail that we've opened up in the last 2 years. It's very small.
It'd be
At this
awesome.
point. And another part of the motivation of this project is very few people who travel for a mile and a half. But people will travel for professionally built downhill trails and trails that are built with the intention of being long-term, that don't require a lot of maintenance. And we hope that by building these projects, we can build more excitement around, even further trail and other property development projects in the future. And we love to partner with the town, with the school district. In some capacity, if they'd like to do that.
Just a question about the cash flow, how it goes. What if like 25,000 would take you to the top and let you build everything you want? Then you turn around and get another big infusion from the state?
So
what happens to that money? Is it in your coffers? How does that work?
It would be a completely different project. So any future grant requests would be for additional trails that aren't included in these first two.
My understanding is, say we go $25,000, you're going to turn around and apply for $225,000?
225, that's right.
Okay, when that money comes in, then what's with that? I just wonder if there's plans for that.
I'm a little confused. The 225 plus the 25 would be used to fund the project. So that money would be used for putting the trails in place.
Okay, so it's $250,000 to build all of it.
That's the estimate we got.
Okay.
For a very extensive project, I mean 2 miles of machine building plus a large amount on our.
Okay.
You
Last
won't
question.
get the 25,000 unless you get the 225
I don't think that's the case, but we could always, if it's important for the town, we could write something that we would forego the 25 back to the town if we were not approved for the grant. I'd be comfortable doing that.
Where'd you get the estimate from?
We had a professional trail builder, Maine Trail Builders, so it's a principal Sue Johnson out of Southern Maine, who's built projects in Millinocket, Bangor Hill recently, yeah, so that's Warren Land Trust, a number of other projects. He's working in Moosehead Lake, so he came to give us a professional estimate of the cost of the project. It will have to go to competitive bidding, right? So, part of the important part of the planning phase of this project is to get a very clear and detailed expectation of what we want, so that we can get bids that are realistic and bids that are clear and understandable what they actually are going to cost.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Next hearing is dealing with the recall ordinance. Again, if you don't have a copy, there are some on the table. This is something that is on the ballot, whether you want to enact this ordinance or not. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints? Yes.
So, this recall ordinance would allow for the citizens of this town to take out, to request a removal of a collection.
Correct.
Okay, what are the things that are in place right now that would be egregious actions that would warrant a removal? Isn't there already something in place for that?
The
If there's
only,
an egregious
the only
action?
thing would be to commit a crime, and I think more
Right.
specifically, it would be a crime against the town. That would
Sure.
be the only way that you can, as I understand state statutes, which I don't know a lot about them, but still, as I understand it, that's the only reason.
I figured there were things in place for if there were egregious actions, not just if someone didn't like you or you didn't like what they were saying. Correct?
Right now, the only thing
It's just a crime.
is if it's a crime.
Okay, thank you.
What do you consider as a crime, Dennis?
It's not what I consider, it's what the state considers a
All
crime.
right, 'cause I've been reading up on that.
No.
All right.
And there was a whole process. Yeah, Bill?
Just my opinion of this is that it could be very expensive, a lot of recalls. You guys have a meeting, somebody doesn't like what you said, or the way it goes, and the number, what is it, 10% of the last
Previous gubernatorial election. Yeah.
the town, which could be as little as what, 20, 30 people?
No, the minimum is 25 signatures, 30 signatures, I'm sorry, 30 signatures or 10%, whichever is higher, so it's at least 30, but it could be, I think, John, you did some research, it was 440 in the last one, so it would be 44 people.
I mean, you voted in for a 3-year term. Why not just live with it and then vote that person out?
That is one, yep. That is one perspective, but there are those that have approached us, or some of us anyway, and asked why we don't have a recall ordinance. And so it was decided that we ought to give the town an opportunity to decide whether they want this or don't want this. And the only way to do that is to present an ordinance to you and let you vote on it. So that's what this is. An opportunity for you to decide, is this something we need in Clifton or is it not? And, yep, Cindy?
Town voted on this several years ago, Dennis, and voted it down.
And that may happen
It
again.
keeps coming back.
I don't remember doing that, but that's fine. Since they voted on it last time, I have been asked why we don't have one, so that's all. Yeah, Frank?
I don't like the fact that, like, when these votes come out, that you put underneath the article, the board recommends this. Like, if this came up for a vote, would the board be putting that underneath it that you recommend?
Does it say that on this particular,
Always does.
It always does.
They changed it, so now it says, in the most.
well, if we didn't recommend it, it wouldn't be there. We're the ones that are asking you if you want this, so that's why it's there, but
Right now, the board.
we do not unanimously want this on there.
Okay.
John is certainly against it. I don't know.
Well, since you mentioned my opinion on it,
I think you might as well say so.
I'll say it for the third time in public. I think this is the wrong thing for this town. I think it's poorly written. I think it's going to do nothing but drive up costs, like Mr. Rand said, in holding more elections. And I think it's going to increase the division in this town. We're already extremely divided. We're divided on everything, including our trash bins. And holding elections every 6 months is what's written in the ordinance. You could try to recall somebody every 6 months. It is totally counterproductive. We have far more pressing issues to deal with. If you don't like somebody, vote them out in the next election, as Mr. Rand said.
Definitely.
He's right. He's right. The number's way too low. If you do stay with it, the number's way too low.
Greg, you had a question?
Yeah, so, let's say a recall happens, this goes through, gets approved, someone gets recalled, it says a vacancy resulting from the removal of office of this ordinance would be filled in accordance with Title 38 MSR 26. What does that say? Because I don't have those memorized.
That means the town's gonna hire us an attorney on this side, and woman's gonna be on that side, and have to hire an attorney. And we'll have to go back and forth.
A town election.
It'll be in the town.
Just, so then we have to, so what we're really inducing with this is we're gonna have 2 elections.
You're going to vote to remove and then vote to put somebody else in place.
Right, so 2 elections.
Unless the board, like we have done, is say we'll wait till the next election, depending when it happened, we could do that.
I just wanna,
You're absolutely right.
Thank you.
No, not to belabor it, but, so say I get recalled after this ordinance passes, 44 people agree I should be recalled. We do a recall vote, I win. 6 months later, another recall vote, you know what I mean? Like and then Lee's got a recall against him.
Oh, yeah.
Trish has a recall election, and then we've got, before we know it, we're having 4, 5, 6 elections a year, which is just crazy to me. It's gonna get used against everybody, it's divisive, it's not.
It could be even more than that, though. We need something in this town.
I disagree.
I don't disagree with it.
Yes.
What does MMA say? Has anybody talked to them as to what we should do, because we don't have one?
A lot of towns do have one.
Yeah,
A lot of towns don't have them.
yeah.
This particular ordinance was reviewed by the attorney. He said it's fine. It's in line with what other towns have enacted. And it's really up to each one of you whether you think this is something that we need in Clifton, something to vote on. It's good you have a copy of it. Good you can read through and see what you like about it, or if you don't like it, vote it down. Yeah.
What's the cost to the town to have a special election?
A couple $1,000 with the attorney.
Probably,
2,500. No, with the legal fees alone. We've done, the recount election probably cost us $2,000 in legal fees.
But we wouldn't need an attorney here for that. A
You
regular
could.
election,
If you wanted to
you
try to
could.
do somebody.
So a couple $1,000.
But it'll be a few $1,000s,
Besides, too.
because you have to hire
Six
at
times a
least
year.
a couple of ballot clerks to be here for 12 hours, right? And so 24 hours of labor times, whatever we're paying them now.
Seems like a real can of worms, guys. It does. Seems like a real can of worms.
Cindy?
I wanted to ask, I know that you're in favor of this because you brought it, and I know John
I don't
said
know if I've
because
ever,
he
yeah,
spoke
maybe.
about it,
Yeah.
but I've never heard Trish or Lee publicly say they're in favor of this.
I think what we would say is we're in favor of it being put out to vote. Is that accurate? I don't think any of us.
I know in the last 4 years, I know Jeff has asked for it, I know Dave has asked for it, it's brought it to our attention. I've gone every way to try and recall it, and there's nothing. Oh, I know you have. I mean, if you could have kicked us off the board, you would have. I would have already done it. I know that.
But that's the point, as leaders, do we want the extremes on both sides of any issues to force elections? I think the answer is no. For a reasonable person, I think the answer is no.
Bill, you had a question?
Yeah, the danger in the select board saying that recommends is that there are many, many people who only get involved in town politics at the time they come to vote. And when they see the select board recommends this, they put their faith in the people that they've elected. So, that's the danger of, having it even go out to a vote.
I would encourage everybody to watch the video. So they can get the feedback from you folks as well.
Why not just eliminate the board recommends?
We could try that this year,
Because you don't recommend, you recommend people make the decision.
I guess the board's already voted on this twice, and so you have all gone on the record saying you support it. If you support it, I just find it like, it's kind of baffling that we say we support it, we want to put it out to vote, but then we don't support it. It's like, which way is it? Do you support it or not?
We'll see when I vote, I guess. I think that's enough discussion on that. I don't think we need a lot of discussion on that. It's going to be something that you have a chance to vote on in March. And you're voting either as written, with the numbers that are there, to accept it or reject it. So, let's go on to the warrant articles. Article 3, shall the town raise and appropriate $20,150 for municipal building utilities and expenses? Last year's budget was $18,160.
Before we do that, I think there's a typo on the first page. I think we have 31 articles and it says there's 29.
Yeah, we changed it.
Yeah, minor modification. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Sorry.
Any comments on Article 3 or questions?
What was the numbers again?
Appropriate $20,150. Last year was $18,160.
Well, that's not what I have on my.
John, you have a copy of what they have, is that what it says?
Which one?
Article 3.
Oh, good. What number do you have?
This is what
20,150.
That's right. I've got that on this version.
Yeah, I'm looking at the one that,
I've got it on both versions. 20,000.
I'm not sure.
The budget book is different.
Last year's budget, Brian?
Yeah,
Is that what you're looking at,
Yeah.
that number? 18,160?
I'm looking at 18,860.
Yeah.
This will be 160? Oh, okay. Typo.
We'll double check those. This is
No
just
questions
information.
about that, then we'll move on. Okay, number 4, Article 4, shall the town raise and appropriate $179,162 for town compensation. Last year's budget was $187,670. Don't usually complain about going backwards, not here, Brian.
I just got a question on the select board salary. Was all that money spent? If you have one person that only gets 6 months,
One person, yeah, because they get paid out in August.
Yep, all the select board stipends were paid this
Yeah.
year, Brian.
Yep.
Yep.
They were paid, I think, in August.
Yeah.
so they're paid ahead of time?
They're
Well, we
paid-
start like February
So
through.
if somebody quits the next day, they get it for nothing then? You know,
It's not like,
think about changing that.
it's not like we do this to make money, though.
No, I understand, been there, done it.
Yeah, I know you have, so if you understand, certainly,
But if you have a commitment, then you should stay by it and not expect to get paid for it. That's all I'm saying.
well noted. Any other questions? Okay. Number 5 says, shall the town raise and appropriate $79,044 for town expenses? Last year's budget was $78,793. That's Cindy?
So the worksheet that was given out says 64,374
For last
for what
year.
was budgeted last year.
Yep.
On Article 5.
So what do we take out of the article?
Right.
I don't think anything.
All right.
Did you include the website in that?
Oh,
Website?
that's right, the website would have
For actually the one-time upgrades on
Yes.
all the office equipment. All the
So the
computer
new
hardware.
office equipment should have been $15,769 and not $600.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
What is TRIO?
Trio is the computer program we use to do our cash receiving, all of our work in.
Okay,
Harris Computer actually, but we're stuck on the Trio.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Becky?
With the Trio expense being 11/4/19, is that gonna be it? Yep. Yep. Or is there a monthly fee that we're gonna have to pay every month? Monthly fee for what? Like, no, just the 11,000 and we're done? Yep, that's for all of the modules we work with.
Yeah. Cindy?
Under the Trio expense, we haven't paid for the new program yet, and now that money's left in the fund balance. Shouldn't you have a line or another article to bring that out of fund balance to be able to pay for that?
I don't really
So,
understand.
the Windows Government, that's free, so we don't have to pay for that. With that
Right,
program.
at the end of the year, all that money that wasn't spent lapsed into fund balance.
Should.
So you gotta ask to take it back out. So you need an article to take it out because you haven't paid for it. You haven't even signed a contract on it yet. There should be a revised contract with the final amount for them to implement the program that the board has to sign.
I think she's talking about the credit card program, that's still not implemented, so.
The Harris-
Did we pay for that? Is
Windows version.
Okay.
that paid for, or,
Not yet.
so where are we
So we
at?
lost money.
So that, yeah. No, I think we included it in that 8,000.
That's the 8,000 on the first line.
Is where it was coming in end of February. That program alone was 10 grand. That upgrade. Windows Government? No, Trio's web version. And
I
then
look
I
back on
think,
our invoice.
wasn't the upgrade around 10 grand?
I think so.
Yeah.
Whatever the website was, it's great.
John?
Does everyone understand what she's saying? We voted a year ago to spend money and it didn't get spent in that year. The year's passed. So now we don't technically have the money to spend them because it went into the general fund. Okay, I have a question. What does Trio cost us annually? Not what it should have cost us last year or whatever. What's it gonna cost us just annually to have it?
That 11,419.
Okay. Every year.
It goes up every year.
Yeah, but that's the cost,
Yep.
and then we did a lot of other stuff, 10, 20,000 on top of that for computers and programs and
That would be the one time.
and online that we don't have, and evidently we didn't pay all that. So we had a whole year to get this stuff done, and it didn't get done.
The Windows Government, they're not charging us because we're sticking with Trio.
I understand, but what I'm saying is, we had a year, we voted to do things, and in that year, they didn't happen. And we didn't spend that money that we voted to spend. That is poor management. It shouldn't take a year to spend this money and get upgraded and get running. That's my comment.
So you don't have the money to do the upgrade now?
So to that point, just because this, I think the citizens overwhelmingly voted to get this done, do we need to put X amount of dollars in to put it to bed?
We have an article for 10,000 to spend for any incidentals.
But that's gonna wipe out the entire incidental budget, right? So why would we need
It's
to?
8,000.
Yeah, so we included that 8,000.
Then you have no,
The website and equipment, we put
Right.
8,000 in.
Where's that?
In our budget worksheet.
Which?
But I think that's,
This is all the
I
handwritten.
think that has to do with maintenance and tech support.
Right.
I don't think that has to do with,
Okay.
so I think what Cindy is saying is accurate. We need to add more to that line.
Well,
If we want to have and we do, everybody wants to be able to pay with credit card.
Have we received the
We're in the process.
agreement?
I know.
There's an agreement that you have to sign that has all the totals attached to it. And that's what this bottom number was, 11,000. So I'll have to go
No,
backwards.
that's your maintenance agreement.
Right, I'll go back and look
The
at the other
program
ones.
purchase.
Because all they sent us was quotes for like the credit card and, the agreement. Well, quotes actually.
So, full circle, how much did we budget for credit card last year on the warrant article? Was it 8,000, 10,000?
I'd have to go back.
Should we just put that in again under this article to be safe? Because it needs to get done.
Right,
Have we paid any of that out this year?
Apparently not.
no, not yet.
Seriously?
So Article 29 last year was $10,000 to do the upgrade
Right.
Right,
to Windows Trio Web, is what it's called.
yeah, that was just.
So
Which allows online registrations.
we need to get this done. I'll pay that out of my own pocket.
sure.
But however it needs to get done, it needs to get done. So let's put it in the article. Like,
Just put it
Understand
down.
the frustration, not getting it done, it's not because we don't want to,
No.
it's in the
Exactly.
process.
We're at the mercy of Trio's
Right.
schedule on when they can put it in.
They tried to migrate a couple times, they couldn't,
So
and,
it's not a lack of trying, it's the software companies and Trio platforms trying to make it happen for us and SJ Rollins. It's not lack of us moving forward with
Right.
it, it's the implementation schedule that they provided to us.
Cindy?
I believe Becky had it set up that
Trio was gonna host it.
Yeah.
There was a $10,000 prize, and you guys changed it here a couple of weeks ago. I know a town I spoke to 2 days ago, started the 1st of December, and went live last week.
But we've had some issues with our new website and with the technology. We've
We had
had
to
troubles
correct
with
it.
scheduling.
And when they
There-
tried to migrate, our system wouldn't allow what we have for new computers, so they had to put in a new.
There's been
what's that
issues.
called?
We've
I
been
don't even know
trying.
what
Why
it's
why don't
called.
we take the issues and who's on first offline?
Right.
But I think the bottom line is, we want this done. The
Correct.
town wants it done. They made it clear, it was an overwhelming vote last year. So let's put $10,000 in,
With Trio.
Yeah, just
or
add-
whatever, to get credit card and online services up and running. We didn't spend the money last year,
Right.
so it should have gone back into the general fund.
Do you
Not
want
point
that as a
fingers at
separate
this
article,
point,
or
not
do
say
you
whose
just wanna
fault
add
it
it
is,
to
but let's get it
No,
right going
just
forward. and
put
get
it
done.
under Trio expenses. Article 5.
So Article 5, we'll increase that to $89,044. And we'll put a line in our worksheet, $10,000 for
Yeah.
getting this done. Everybody will then be happy. We'll have unity and we'll be free.
As long as it gets done. But I think we need to
It
we
is.
need to have monthly check-ins to make sure things are on track. That's the learning
And I
lesson.
gave the schedule, the end of February, where we live. We've already did
Okay.
2 days of training, and
close.
we got 2 more, and the final day will be live.
Okay.
It was the end of January, it was the end of December.
John, I can't help that,
Okay.
honestly, because it is frustrating for us as well, because we're trying to work with them, and honestly, we're not.
Yes, Joe.
Do we know if there's another way to get this done? For instance, there are towns that can pay online.
Right.
And they have no link to their website, no link to their Trio. And the only link is that the state puts the money in our account here.
Right.
Very simple, it can be set up as fast as you can get someone in the state to do something, which may be months, but not years.
Let's
Just,
not
is
go
there
back.
another option?
We're gonna have it,
It's almost
it'll be
done.
soon, so.
It's been almost
Just-
done for 2 months.
I know, but we can't change what has been, we can only go forward. So we will do what we can to get it done as soon as possible. Okay, let's just move on from that, we can complain all night, it's not gonna do anything to us. Anything else under town expenses? Okay, next is Article 6, shall the town raise and appropriate $32,600 for professional services? Last year's budget was $37,200.
I do just want to say that we did a really good job this year on legal expenses. So thank you to Debbie and the other board members for not driving up legal costs. Now, will we have a repeat of that? Who knows? But that was
You never
actually
Never
good
know,
this year.
right? Thank you, John.
Brian?
I think one of the big things is you guys start using MMA instead of just calling the town lawyer first. Go deal with MMA first and see
Yep.
what they have to say.
Yep.
That saves a couple bucks.
Absolutely. That's a good policy, good practice. Anybody else? Okay. Article 7, shall the town raise and appropriate $342,987 for protection? Last year's budget was $247,692, which includes Article 27, the police protection from the 2025 war.
I went up 100,000.
Police protection.
The police protection
Or
went
the
up a little
fire,
bit,
yeah.
and the fire protection jumped $80,000 as well. John?
Why did we lump police and fire back together when we separated it last year? Is that what the select board wants?
We have typically put them together under protection.
And we intentionally separated them last year. So
Because
the
there were people
citizens
who were-
would have an option as to what they're voting on. We don't have an in-person meeting, so we can't change amounts. We have to vote yes or no.
Well, that's what we're doing now, is we can change amounts if we need to. We're trying to do what we can
We can't change the amount on police, we can only
No,
double it, we
We have a
can't lower
contract
it.
with them, correct.
It should be separated back out again.
So can we separate them?
We can.
We can,
Like we had it last year?
we can.
Didn't it pass by one?
I mean, it was voted favorably last year, I suspect it would be.
By
Not by
like
much.
less than 5, it was almost tied.
No, it was
The first year
97 to
was.
78, I think, or something like that.
We voted twice.
That's right.
Bill, did you have a question?
No, just that, I
You'd
just
like
think
it
it's-
separated?
You know, it almost feels like, I mean, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Then I look at it as, you know, there are many people that do not want the police, extra police protection. You know, the platinum program, if you want to call it something. And it's almost like the board is saying, well, we know we got to have fire protection. So we'll just kind of slip this in.
Yeah, no,
I
it
know I'm
wasn't that.
exaggerating, I know, but I mean, I don't know why it was ever lumped together. In fact, the
It
police
has been
amount,
separated.
Yeah. We've done it both
should
ways,
continue
so,
to have
I
it
mean,
separated.
if it's easier, if you want to do that, I will express a concern if we don't have police protection. The thing about police protection, you don't know what they have done, what they have saved us from, unless you take them and send them away and then see what happens. So that is a concern there, but anyway.
So, I don't remember which meeting it was quite a few back, but there was some confusion about the contracts, both of the fire and the police, and whether the entire board signed them, signed each of those contracts, and I wonder if that was ever put to bed that the whole board signed each of those contracts for each of those police and fire.
I know as far as the fire, that's a new contract.
And the whole board signed it and approved that amount?
And the police contract, this is the second year of that one, and I don't remember that discussion, honestly.
Okay.
It was never executed by the full board.
Okay.
That's what I was just gonna say. I think you signed it without the full.
I signed it, didn't I?
Yes, without the full board notice.
I remember now.
Right, so, I mean, legally.
I signed it because we.
Legally, I don't know if that's legal or not, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So we separating the police?
Yeah, let's separate the police out. It just would be easier. Linda?
You said you signed a 3-year contract, did you vote to a 3-year contract or just a 1-year contract?
No, it's a 3-year contract, but I don't remember the circumstances. I know I signed it just because needed to happen that day. I was in the office and,
That's what they all they sent up
Yeah.
3.
but it's something that the
It's not
board had approved,
binding,
but
like,
as far as
up
the
to
whole
3.
board signing it, we'd all, or the town had approved, however that was.
We only approved 1 year at a time, though, not 3.
What's that?
Isn't it only 1 year at a time that gets approved on these warrants, not 3?
Well, yes, so if we vote not to approve the funding, they would just go away. It isn't like, but we've agreed that if, like for this year, the increase would be such amount, and next year there's another increase, would be more, and that's what we've agreed is that if the town approves it, this is what we will pay for police protection.
So it has a built-in non-appropriations clause, more or less.
No, it has a 60-day out. So none of us signed the contract, Dennis executed it, but if the voters turned it down, we do have a 60-day out. I read the contract and we could do it.
Yeah, they wouldn't fight us for it. They've got plenty of other towns that would like that protection. Yeah, Frank?
I'd like to see us try to negotiate 20-hour instead of 40.
Try.
I mean, we're a lot smaller town than Bennington, they have 40, they got double the size numbers.
Mr. Farrell and I tried that a couple years ago, and Troy sat right here and he said it's all or nothing. And so that's why I don't support it personally. I look at our county bill, it's $165,000, and we're paying Foxcott County Sheriff $123,000, $124,000, which is almost as much as our entire county bill. It's ridiculous in my opinion.
And there's more state troopers now than there were.
I hate to lose them though. Cindy?
I just want to put note on the price of that contract. Our county tax is gonna go up 15.6% this year. On top of, they're gonna charge us more money because our state valuation has gone up $3.4 million. More school tax, more county tax. So hold up your feet, folks. We gotta make cuts somewhere.
Did you see on that line item as well, the 15,000 that we set aside for EMS, so I added that in.
Yep.
Fire.
The EMS will be with fire.
Okay.
Is that good?
We're supposed to be billed, but we haven't.
They
ever been
didn't
billed.
charge us last year, so that was good. But they could. Okay, Article 8, shall the town raise and appropriate $169,500 for solid waste and disposal? Last year's budget was $146,000. So be it. If your page is turning, so.
And again on this, the last year's budget doesn't match what we have in the worksheet. And
The worksheet says 140. I have a question on this.
A question on what?
Article 8.
Okay.
So the worksheet says that you spent $170,000, which is about $12,000 over what you budgeted. No, it's more than that. So if the budget was $146,000, this says you spent $170,000.
Yes.
You overspent $24,831. But you only increased the budget $5,500. That doesn't make sense.
Why spring cleanup?
The spring cleanup was way higher than what we put in the line item.
So why is it going down so much?
We talked in the budget meeting, we reduced this to
Yeah.
cut it in the budget meeting. We're gonna try to go with Casella, right? Versus the other bulky waste day provider. We talked to Eddington and we think there's some savings there to be had, trying to do things a different way. We'll try it out this year and see what happens.
But you only went over $6,000 in the cleanup.
Yep.
But you overspent the category $24,000.
Yeah, I think
You only increased your budget $5,500.
the Casella contract, I think, was put in wrong in the budget last year as well.
Because that's $12,000 more.
We have it as 98,000. So the numbers even add up.
I thought it said early. I do that every time.
Yeah, I don't know why it's 103.
It's where we take
I
the trash.
think the difference is
They take the fiber.
fiber rate level is.
That's what it says.
Right. I don't know. I don't know what the issue is. There's a fiber rate, it says 33,000, 31,000, I think maybe you added it here. Maybe? No, I don't know. Looks like- I don't know where that 103, 273 came from. here, it's at 81,787.35. So I think the error is in the amount. It says sell a contract 103,273. I don't believe that's accurate. I would have to check it.
I didn't see it then.
Huh?
Where'd it come from, that number?
I do not know. Because on the budget report that we were working off of, it was 81,787.35 as of January 6th.
Thank you.
So there would have been one more payment to them. So, don't know.
13 payments, maybe?
I mean, I don't think so, because it would be more than that, I think. It was a 13.
In the actual expense detail report, there's a debit and a credit. Looks like you backed out a payment.
Right.
So the net
Might be
amount.
one missing.
So the net amount was only 90,000 in that line item.
Yeah.
You had 36,000 in credits and 194,000 in debits.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm talking accounting. Sorry, speaking accounting, but it looks like the net of the gross was only 158,000 that we actually spent per the trio expense report.
Is that, can you clean up under that one as well?
Yep. So here it says we spent 171. The trio report, the actual expense, when you back out the ins and outs, you net it out, it looks like we only spent 158. So we were still over, but we were only over by 9,000, not 21.
Yeah, so that,
You see this trio report?
Yes. Looking at it.
the other thing, let's see what I'm doing here.
Don't just have to go and look at that.
Bottom line, I don't think it's not as bad as it looks on that worksheet.
No.
We're only over budget by 9,000 and 6,000 of that was bulky waste day. It's still over, but it's not nearly as bad as that sheet looks.
Yeah, there's something,
Something funky about that.
anything else about solid waste?
That's my unprofessional opinion.
Moving on,
Yeah, hopefully we get that cleared up before it goes to spring.
Yep.
yeah, well, and that's why we do this. Okay, Article 9, shall the town raise and appropriate $164,822 for public works? Last year's budget was $147,543. Yeah, Joe?
Did we actually spend over double in the general road maintenance, or was some of that money that was spent come from someplace else?
That was the project that we had the budget for.
Right.
Well, that was the emergency repair. We did an emergency repair to
Right,
Hudson
McCutcheon Road.
that we did not budget for.
So my question is, we're showing that we spent 36,000, budgeted 15. Did all of that 36 come out of that, or did we have some state money or something else coming in to help with that project?
No,
We voted to use the road maintenance fund.
we did change it, that's right.
Road maintenance fund. There was some state money.
So is the answer yes or no? I'm getting two different vibes here.
Move the part of the FISCA money
Nope.
under the line there.
You guys voted to use the capital road fund,
Yes.
To make difference.
Capital Road.
so this account wasn't over.
It's over, but this is my opinion only. Again, I remember if we were over, and I wasn't pleased about it because I didn't even know we were starting this project. And then we backfilled the overage with dipping into the road maintenance reserve fund one meeting. We approved doing that. That was probably November-ish.
So we shouldn't go against that account, it should.
So this 36,000 should be less, but we have no idea how much sitting here tonight.
36,000 is what we actually spent to repair roads, I believe,
But it didn't all come out of this account.
but not all of it was out of Article 9 from last year. Is that fair to say?
Right.
The overage from what was approved was taken out of the road reserve fund. I think that's what we discussed and approved. So that would be the $21,645.
Not necessarily, we don't know that. Did you
Yeah, that's what we-
did you agree to take anything over the 15,000 out of that capital road fund? So
That's what we
that
did.
line item should be 15,000 here and the rest of it came from the capital?
That's what we agreed to in that
Right,
meeting, as
we
I
did that.
recall, yes.
Yes.
$21,645.
Any other questions about Public Works? Okay, the Article 10, shall the town raise and appropriate $10,900 for organizations? Last year was $10,434. This is
The
just
budget and the actual are switched.
This says 11,000 days,
Again, the wrong number on the worksheet.
11,434. This year's 10,900, what are we missing?
We cut a couple of things and.
Yeah.
I think that's a typo. Again,
And again, last year's budget is the wrong amount on one of these.
We got rid of- Increased overall.
you have what there? So there's $1,000.
Well, we did increase 500 in food covered.
Right, but we cut a couple of other items.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking about this. The number here is 10,434. The one in the account says 11,434.
We got rid of those $50.
I don't,
Blackman train is the biggest, 1,000.
So, okay, we cut Blackman Stream and we cut the Loaves and Fishes, which is the Ellsworth Food Pantry.
$1,050.
Right.
Because we agreed we wanted to fund the Clifton
Right.
Food Bank, an extra $500. So that's what the change was.
so we requested last year, I can add those up, but
The
I
black
believe we,
stream was.
that should be 11,434. We requested last year, we only spent 10,384. We're asking for 10,900 next year. Go on. Okay, number 11. So the town raise and appropriate $2,000 for general assistance. Last year was $1,000. We doubled it because we used some this year, which typically we don't even use it. We had used, I don't know what it says there.
You get all that money back anyway.
Not
Correct.
all of it.
Well, most of it.
Yeah. We used $2,442 last year. So we increased it to 2,000, yes, Cindy.
What do we get back, 75 or 90%?
90 is what I put in, like my calculation.
So, out of the 2442 that we spent, we got $2,000 back?
That's the end of the year, December, I haven't got back anything yet. We do quarterly reports for general
Quarterly.
assistance. Right.
We haven't got any money back yet?
Not yet. The state sends it to us.
Any other questions? Okay. Article 12, shall the town vote to authorize the select board to transfer from unappropriated surplus to help defray taxes for the ensuing year 26, 27, $100,000 is recommended by the select board.
So do you want to talk about the elephant in the room?
I don't think we have $100,000 to put into that. Actually, my recommendation after our most current looking at figures is that we should not put anything in there. The reason being that we have instituted a policy for undesignated fund balance that it should be 4/12 of the subsequent year's budget. And so we do not have that. We're not close to that.
So a couple of things. One, I've asked, because I'm really a little bit irritated about this one, frankly, I've been on this for years, saying that we've spent more than we've taken in and we've run our undesignated fund balance down. Policy aside, I've asked, and we don't even know how much we have in undesignated fund balance right now. Nobody
Yeah,
can
I
tell
did
me.
send it.
How much do we have?
135 and.
That was what we had last year, at January 31st,
But she hasn't
2025.
audited this past year yet.
So we don't know, that was a year ago, we had 135. We have no idea what we have today.
Correct.
Could be zero, could be $500 million, right?
Correct.
So, one, I think we need to have better internal controls so we actually know what we have when we recommend to voters, because I think we got into this mess by recommending to voters more money than we actually had to spend. And now we've gotten to the point where we've run our undesignated fund balance down to effectively somewhere between $100,000 and probably zero. Now, having said that, we do have a policy and we need to rebuild the fund balance. I don't think we should put it on the voters and taxpayers to take the entire set of medicine now. I think the policy does call for like a plan to rebuild the fund balance.
Correct.
So while I was the one that initially recommended 100,000 until I realized that there's been some errors and other things that we probably don't even have that. So I still think we can do something. Maybe it's 50,000, but to go to zero it's an even bigger blow to the chin to folks than we're already gonna have. So I'd recommend, we do need to back it off, but I'd say we go to 50,000. And hopefully that's enough. Hopefully that's a good recommendation, but it's hard telling not knowing. We have no ability to know what we have to know.
Cindy?
So the letter the auditor said the balance was as of this, January last year was 135,000. In March last year, we voted to spend $150,000 there. So, as of March town meeting last year, we already were in the negative.
What's taken in?
Just on March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did replenish that through other things like excise tax and interest income, but nobody knows, apparently, we don't know with a straight face what the amount is today. I suspect it's...
Our concern is it's low. We don't want to spend money we don't have to,
Well, we don't want to pay taxes that we don't have either.
that's right.
So, but everybody shoving up our ass, so,
We better go back to the budget and do some cuts then.
yeah.
I just want to say one last thing. 4 years ago, I warned the board about spending astronomical amounts of fund balance. And for 2 years, you did it. And for the last 2 years, we have paid the price from our taxes escalating. And it's going to happen again this year.
We're paying for the sins of the past, for sure.
Yes, we are.
100%.
Big time.
I think the
Nobody
board
wants to
in the
listen.
past was trying to alleviate some of the tax burden rather
Yeah,
than
but then there's
make it be what it needed to be. And so now, yes, we are paying for some decisions that have been made in the past, but we cannot undo what is in the past. We only have the future to look forward to. What can we do? And that's why I would rather go 50,000 would be okay with me. I don't know about you guys. But I want to be cautious. I don't want to be spending money we don't have. I also, what you said, Dave, I don't want to tax any more than we have to. I don't like paying them either, so.
I agree with the 50.
And hopefully this will be, hopefully the 50 is enough to bring this the right way.
And we'll start going the other way, because we need to.
And you need to stop spending more than we allow.
And just like the auditor said, we should be taken from our undesignated fund to help defray taxes every year. It's like a Band-Aid sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
Gotta bite the bullet.
and this town's always taken from it.
Right, because we
Just one more
replenish it every year. The problem is, it's like, you can't spend more than you take in. We know we're gonna take in 20,000 interest income, 185 of excise taxes, but then when you do like what the town did in 2023 and lowered everyone's taxes, we took hundreds and thousands of dollars out of surplus, more than we were taking in, and they basically put us upside down in 2023.
2 years.
Cindy?
I forgot.
Oh, sorry.
You need to be waiting.
I understand that very
I
well.
was just going to say, this irritates me, not everybody's fault, but I tried to warn you guys.
Well,
And I kind of feel misled, like when you guys say we recommend this, that's why I have issue with that on the bottom of this. It's good. And you guys keep saying, oh, we have all kinds of money, we can afford this, we can afford this. And, you know, I probably wouldn't have voted for the police and stuff if I knew we were in this situation. So if we don't have the full support of the board, can we at least on the items that we don't have full support, we don't put the board recommends this under the articles, or just take it out completely? That's how I feel.
we don't all agree on everything. I personally don't agree with spending $15,000 to give everybody a second bin. So as far as under the trash, well, that would be a 3-to-1 or 2-to-2, I don't know. But that's just my personal, John has his about the ordinance for recall. I mean, it's hard to get all of us to always agree on everything anyway, but as a general rule, we recommend these things, we wouldn't put them forward.
It's not recommended, just put it up, let the town people pick what they want to.
But they elect us to be leaders here.
I understand that, but it sounds like they don't really care about our opinion.
Yes, sir.
I know people in the election, they didn't even read the question. They just went with whatever you recommended, right? You're elected officials and you're supposed to be doing what's best for the town. That is not what's best for the town. You know, I do think it should be taken out, for sure.
Or at least on the ones
Try
that
it
don't have
this
full
year.
board approval.
That'd be
Yeah,
nice
so you don't
one,
recommend it.
just try it.
Yeah.
Follow the articles.
Yeah.
It shouldn't even be on the ballot if you don't recommend it.
Correct, that's my point.
And I think you'll have to do some research at Call MMA, but I think certain articles have to have a recommendation by the select board.
I think that's why it's always been carried that in every article, that statement.
And to John's point, if we were not recommending it as a majority, it wouldn't be in here, we would have changed it.
Well, I don't know, there may be one that you're recommending to vote on, but you may not be recommending that it passes as a board. We already had that discussion tonight.
Correct.
So which is it?
That's correct.
I agree with John on that.
I don't know if the board recommends that we pass that. The board has put it forward, that particular. Anyway, another question, I saw someone at the.
But it's,
Yeah, it's okay.
but it actually says, wherever it is, select board recommends yes. It doesn't say the select board recommends, put it to a vote.
And that's
Two
why we-
drastically different things.
And that's why we should change that.
But my comment is you're making, you guys, several from different directions here, we're blaming on the sins of the past. And yet, we've gone through this worksheet tonight, and there's been errors with almost every single article. We need to get together as a board and get this stuff worked out. Some of this is very simple that if you guys look through it side by side and took an hour, you would have had half of these things fixed before we got here. And I'm just gonna harp on this because it kills me. We got the agenda for tonight, for our meeting tonight for 2025. It's a simple thing, attention to detail. Last year's town warrant, town report was missing all kinds of page 2s in the back taxes. If the board sat down and went through that, I'm sure someone would have picked up some of these issues. We should be trying to do good for this town and put the time in and try to make things correct.
Probably I'm as much to blame as anybody. I just got back from a 3-week vacation. So.
And you are to blame.
And so I am to blame, yeah. I mean, there's only so much time coming out of the holidays and then, you know, it's just life. It's not always my first priority. Maybe that's a bad thing to say, but it's accurate.
You have a speed reader in this group right now. You ought to utilize them. When you get stuff ready to send to the public, send it to them, let them review it for 2 hours before you send it out. You have the mind here to do this stuff. It's very simple.
So
utilize what you have here at this table, please.
Noted. I don't disagree. Anything else on this Article 12? I took a left turn, but let's make it 50,000.
Hopefully that's enough. I hope it's not a strategy, but.
Does anybody know for every $100,000 our budget changes, what it means in our mill rate?
I don't know the mill rate, but I know percent taxes roughly. The budget's roughly $2 million. Do the math. 100,000 is 5%.
Generally, it was $100,000. If our budget went up $100,000, our mill rate went up $1. But I don't know what it is now.
Okay, Article 13, shall the town vote to authorize the select board to accept and disperse grant funds from private, state, or federal agencies for the purpose so designated in each specific grant. It's a simple, every year you have to give us permission to do so. Article 14, shall the town vote to authorize the select board to spend an amount not to exceed 3/12 of the budgeted amount in each category of the annual budget during the period from February 1st to the annual town meeting. So that's just so we can pay the bills between now and when you vote each year. That's for next year. Article 15, shall the town fix a date when taxes shall be due as October 1st, 2026, and establish a delinquency rate of 7% on taxes paid after that date. The recommended date is October 1st, and the state of Maine recommends 7%.
What is it now?
7.5.
Okay, so we're lowering.
They have the ability to go lower if they want.
Okay. 16, shall the town authorize the tax collector or treasurer to accept prepayments of real estate taxes not yet committed pursuant to 36 MRS 506. Article 17, shall the town authorize a rate of 2% discount for real estate taxes if paid in full within 30 days of commitment?
Can I say something on that?
Sure.
I'm not in favor of this, and I'll tell you why. This money doesn't just go away. We all pay it. It says discount, but it's covered by what you don't pay in the 2% is paid out of our overlay, which is one of the things that feeds our surplus.
What you're saying is we're taking it out of our left pocket and putting it in the right pocket, and I suspect that's accurate, yeah. But it also motivates me to get my 2% back that they're taking from me so that I pay my taxes on time. That's right.
You're not getting a full 2%.
But if I put off paying my taxes till January or February, we certainly would hurt the cash flow of the town. And so I think it encourages people to pay taxes in the spring, but I understand what you're saying. It's our money that we're giving back to ourselves, that we charge
But the
ourselves
thing
so we can
is,
give it back.
The biggest people that contribute to this or benefit from this is those wind towers. They never should have been able to get, that's not actually tax money, that's tip money. They get billed. They get, I bet you half of what it costs us.
Yeah,
I
I
bet
don't
you
know.
their refund,
Honestly, I don't know.
their discount is close to $10,000.
That we charge them and they take out of one pocket and put it in the other.
It's less tip money because it comes out of overlay and goes into the tip funds. So they're making out.
Good point.
Well, we will vote on it. That's all I can say, but I personally do recommend this one. Otherwise, I'm not paying my taxes till late in the year.
That's a little different. We're so behind on foreclosures and delinquent taxes, you cannot pay your taxes for 7 years.
There's a good point. I'll take that under advisement. All right, Article 18, shall the town vote to authorize the municipal officers to dispose of tax-acquired property by a quitclaim deed by either ABC, I'm not going to read all that. This is state mandated language, but you guys have to give us permission to do this each year. Article 19, shall the town authorize the select board on behalf of the town to enter contracts for up to 5 years for necessary services? Yes, Brian?
I think you have to change that to 3 years. Because I think we got screwed by doing 5 years before.
Lee, you may know more about that than I do. To me, my thinking, if I'm going to invest in equipment to bid on a project, I want to know that I've got it for a certain amount of time. Is that an accurate thing? Or is 3 years a reasonable
3
amount
years
of time?
is a norm.
3 years is a standard. I mean, they did stretch it to 5. We thought we were getting better pricing, but
If you guys agree, why don't you change it to 3?
Well, we didn't agree. We just brought it up, so I don't know.
Are the prices locked in for 5 years, or does it keep going up and up and up and up?
no. 5 would be that, so we could look at people a little more.
So if they're locked in for 5 years, do we get the same price for all 5 years?
Depends what the contract
They
says.
tell us, yeah, they state out what it's going to be.
The snowplow contract was locked in for the first couple of years, and then
Then it goes on.
increased. Yeah.
I know, it seems to me that snowplow contract was a 3-year contract with an option to add 2.
No.
Is that wrong?
It was a 5.
It was straight 5?
Straight
Okay.
5. Yeah.
And that's what you're talking about.
But if you have a 3-year contract and an opportunity arises, and you got 6 months left on the 3-year contract, you can put it out to bid if the opportunity arises. But if that opportunity arises, you're locked into a 5-year contract, you can't take advantage of that.
Yep.
It's true.
Yep. So, board members, 3 years? Or do you like 5 years?
I think the only reason why I advocate 3 years is I don't think you're necessarily gonna get better or worse pricing, maybe you will, maybe you won't. I like the 3 years because it actually aligns with people's terms. There's a lot of contracts here, if I have a 3-year term, I can't even touch because the people, right before I got elected, extended everything out to 5 years.
Almost all of it. Almost all of it before you got in.
Yep.
So, I'd say 3 years personally, but.
With 3.
Do we need to do a motion or anything on these things?
You guys will,
When we do that, we'll
you'll
approve.
accept the changes.
Okay. So let's make it 3 years. Thank you, Brian. Here and I lost my place.
Number 20.
Thank you. I didn't put my check mark. All right, Article 20, shall the town authorize the select board to spend up to $10,000 from the unappropriated surplus account, which has no money in it, for unexpected expenses and may occur during fiscal year 26-27.
Good luck, you know.
Yes.
What has this figure been for the last 5 years? Has it always been 10,000?
Jerry Freeman started it way back, years ago, he started that article.
We're already going over budget way more than 10,000. So I don't know what this actually does for us.
It's kind of an emergency fund for the board.
Yeah, but they're already,
His point is, we
Going
spent more
over.
than that, and, you know,
and what's the penalty for them going over?
none.
Recall
Right.
ordinance.
Yeah, recall. That's right. It is a guideline, but you can vote no, you can vote yes.
I mean, 20 years ago, we used to ask for 5,000, so 10,000 is enough. A big difference.
But I think John's point is, we're not holding to that, why have it?
No, you're supposed to.
Can you change it? Raise and appropriate it and don't take it from surplus. That's what they always used to do. They had a selectmen's account that they used to raise $5,000.
$5,000 a year, just for that.
Just a thought.
Something to ponder, I don't wanna know.
I'd leave it this time. We got enough things that are challenges that.
Yep. Anything else? Okay, moving on, Article 21. Can we accept funds if the state wants to give them to us? Isn't that what that one is? So that's what we're asking you to do, and then the amounts are listed there as what is expected maybe.
So
Where's
Mike,
the tree growth?
We didn't get it this
We
year.
didn't qualify this year,
And why didn't we qualify?
because we didn't do the reevaluation of the town soon enough. So we were so
The
low.
ratio was too low.
so they penalize us more on tree growth than all these other ones?
Separate,
Yep.
yeah, accounts,
Wow.
separate.
So I think you've pretty much answered my question. These are monies that we've already received. They were monies for 2025.
And we'll get this going forward now that we've done the reval.
Right.
But because we didn't do it timely,
How much money did you lose? I know you're getting
I
that.
think it was roughly $43,600.
And another 43 for this year. So roughly $85,000
No, we got it last year,
It
for
was
2 years.
2 years.
43 last year and 43 this year.
We
No,
got it
we
last
should
year.
qualify this year if you're talking 2026. We will qualify because we've had the reevaluation done.
So we got it.
We got it the previous year, it's just
last
1 year, yeah. Which is
Mark
significant still.
completed the reeval. He completed before April.
Yeah, this spring. Okay, Article 22, shall the town appropriate from Pisgah Mountain Tax increment financing account $10,000 for capital road improvements to complete Chick Hill Road? Yep.
Lee, is this enough money to complete the Chick Hill Road?
10,000?
No, it's 10,000, 50,000, and 60,000 for a total of 120,000.
It would have been, it would have went up to get put down last time. I don't know what's gonna happen this winter, with what he's been done over there, so, you're gonna have to wait till spring and take a peek at that, you know, and then see what the prices of what the hot top's going to be. I mean,
We don't need 100,000 yards of gravel or $100,000 of gravel, it's only hot top.
Yeah.
Because that's what I heard a year ago, so I'm hearing it again, just hot top.
What you're hearing right now is, you don't know what the plow is gonna throw off from what's already there. Right?
So the plow could do
Could do damage.
100,000,
No.
10,000.
We hope not.
But the 60,000 is not for the road. If you're looking at the next 3 articles, it's only the next 2. just so-
Oh, fire.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we're talking 60,000 out of Article 22 and 23, and then the rest out of the reserve road fund. I think is
Which
what
has how much in it?
It was 108,000.
Yeah.
We used some for that.
So that would
There should be enough, but I'm, depending on how the Pisgah abatement goes, pretty much all of our accounts will be zeroed out. But there should be enough.
So how come you don't have an article in here to spend the capital road money?
We can do that as a board.
No, you can't. We vote every year.
It's money that you've already set aside for the board to use to do capital improvements to the road. It's designated funds that are in the account. And
You
all we
check
have to
with
do is-
MMA, because
Okay, but
the town is the only one that can establish a capital account, and the town is the only one that can authorize expenditures of it.
okay.
That
check.
road account was set up to monitor our state money we get for roads, because it has to be used for capital. 2 years ago, the TIF money was transferred up there. That wasn't used. So legally,
Okay, we'll check. Thank you. Jeff, yeah.
Is the, shoot. The road, the road we gotta finish.
Chick Hill Road.
Is that going out for bid? Or are we just gonna give it to Josh?
Josh doesn't pave.
I believe that will go to Josh.
He doesn't
Not
pay.
paving.
Does he have
No, the
paving?
paving's not for Josh, getting it ready.
It's gonna be to a paving contractor.
What's that now?
I said, the paving's going out to a paving contractor.
is it going out to bid?
Yes. Yeah. And we'll have to put it out again. We put it
What
out.
has Josh got left to do up there? Cause he had enough money out of it.
As we got voted down last time, he had nothing, it was ready. They could have paved it that Monday. Everybody voted it down. So I don't know what happened. We'll have to take a peek at it. Hopefully, whoever gets the paving contract can run the grader over it and kind of reship it. And go with it. That's what we're hoping.
So Josh has a contract on to finish that.
No, well, the finishing is the paving, which is a different.
I know, I mean, getting it ready to get paved.
I'll tell you who was, I got it sitting right here in front of me. I'll tell you, Wellman was lowest on what was there.
Okay.
Okay.
You mean somebody that can pave? Wow. Not goddamn B&B?
No, it was Wellman, it was cheap.
Wow.
They will
Right.
credit for paving.
Okay. Rob Howard's name is.
So, Article 22, 10,000 out of Pisgah. Article 23 is 50,000 out of Silver Maple. The rest out of the road reserve fund. We'll check on that.
Yeah.
Make sure we can do
I'll
that
double check
with
again.
another article.
There should be enough, it's just gonna
Yeah.
be really close.
And I just make a comment, you know, on the other comment that was made. When we voted this down this past year, the amount was not 50 and 20. The amount was 100 and something, 130 something.
130,000.
So now we're only voting for part of that. So I'm confused why we needed to vote for a big number then, and now we don't. One or the other was wrong.
I think the earthwork part was already paid for.
Yeah,
I think the earthwork part was already, work was already done and it got paid for.
I understand that, and I question whether that was proper procedure, but after that was done, we went to the town, we had a vote for the paving that got run down. It was just paving for 100 and something, 130, I'm thinking, but over 100.
right.
And you were asking for the whole amount. Now you're only asking for 60.
Well, we're asking for 60 with the idea that we'll take the rest out of the road reserve fund so that we can preserve some money in the TIF accounts for other purposes.
It's an idea, but, so in the fall, we were gonna take it all out of TIF?
A majority of it out of TIF, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
Yeah,
around
90
130.
for the
At that
road.
point, it was at 130.
I think 15 was for the.
Linda?
Do we have a balance for the TIF account?
Yeah, I don't have it here.
It's $80,000 higher than it was in the fall because of an escrow reclassification on the audit.
I don't know which is which here. Silver Maple right now, it says is 190, but we have to put 40,000 transferred into the general fund, so it's about 150,000. The Silver Maple.
Excuse me, before you put that out in public, that's not accurate. It should be 80,000. It's 40,000 for 2024 to defray the fire contract and 40,000 for 2025. That's 80,000. That balance should not be 190, it should be about 110.
Well, yes, we haven't done the one for this year yet, so that transfer will come. But either way, it'll end up after the transfer to the fire that we've already voted on, it'll be 110. But it's 190 right now, so those 80,000 does have to be moved. The Pisgah Mountain is at 134,460. The Silver Maple, what is that? Substation is 51,462. This is all as of the middle of January, so I don't want to give some of the others, like the general fund, that's changed. But anyway, there's money there, but it's not a lot, and that's why we as a board have decided that we should not do any more projects this year. We wanted to build up some, and the idea as well, the recommendation for anybody on the board going forward, we don't get into any project until we have the money sitting there to pay for it. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Thank you.
Well, that's this board, that's the recommendation we make going forward to the rest of the boards after us. Seems common sense, doesn't it?
I think one of the other things too is, to have the money up front, but I think the board needs to make all these decisions instead of one person.
You mean by that?
Yeah, I'm not.
Well, like Chico Road, Lee was more or less in charge of that.
I see what you mean, yeah. He's the road commissioner.
Right.
Yes, but we all are road commissioners.
I understand that, but
Yes.
that should be brought to the board, just like McLaughlin or McCutcheon Road. The other selectmen knew nothing about that. And it's our money that you're spending.
Absolutely.
And it should be the board make these decisions, not just one person.
Okay. I don't disagree with you. And those are all things that we need to do going forward. Agreed. All right, Article 24 is, shall the town appropriate from Silver Maple wind tax increment financing accounts for $60,000 for fire protection? This will help defray the fire protection contract. Bill?
Just curious, Dennis, once the TIF account is replenished, could more TIF money go to fire protection to possibly eventually doing all of fire protection?
It could, but it's a dangerous, it's a drug.
The run rate,
We get hooked on it.
the run rate's already out of whack. We're taking in roughly $47,000 into the Silver Maple account a year, and now we're spending $60,000. So our run rate's already out of whack.
Well, I'm saying down the road though, when all our road projects are all done, what are you gonna spend TIF money?
We're spending it faster than it's coming in right now. Seriously.
Goes down.
For Silver Maple Phase 2, we only collect $47,000 net in that TIF account, and for the fire itself, we're spending 60. So we're going in the hole -13 this year.
We're getting less TIF every year.
Every year we're getting less TIF as they depreciate.
All right.
It's not good news, but it's just how I understand it, and we've got Pisgah Mountain with $100,000 abatement request.
Right, they wanna cut their monies down, so. That's something else we're gonna have to bring up in our
So,
regular meeting.
right.
So, and the reality is TIF money's gonna run out at some point, and we don't wanna be paying annual bills with money that's gonna run out. We gotta get used to paying for it at some point. So we recommended 60,000 just because it went up so high this year, but I encourage the next board to lower that next year and maybe even more the year after, but just as a way to kind of ease us into a higher contract with the fire. Yes, indeed.
I just want to emphasize what you just said, that applying TIF funds towards our general operating budget is a bad scenario.
It's a drug.
The money is gonna run out, and we gotta look down the road to the future, to our kids and our grandkids that are gonna be here, and they're gonna get a major shock on taxes.
That's right. Agreed.
Worry about the out-of-staters and the farmers working. They're already here.
That's a good point, Dave. All right.
That's exactly what happened in Washington County They supplemented their budget with ARPA funds.
Yeah, that's right.
And now.
Yeah, we gotta be careful, we gotta be wise in the spending of our money. Absolutely. All right, 25 says, shall the town vote to allow the select board to accept from Pisgah Mountain LLC a community benefit of $45,000 to go into the general fund to reduce taxes? And Article 26 is the same thing, only from Silver Maple.
So not to be negative, and I know I asked this already, but as I look at the revenue report in the board package that's following, I was gonna save this for then, but I looked at this and I don't see the revenue showing up. So where did it hit
It goes
this year?
into the general there, the general account.
Which account? Does it go into the tax account? Anticipated
No.
real estate taxes?
No,
So
under-
where does it show up under revenue?
It's under the general ledger.
Under the general ledger.
That's the revenue.
So we don't classify it as revenue?
That's the way they set it up. They set it up. Because it just goes right into the general fund.
Okay. But you're 100% confident
I'm
we received that?
confident, yes.
Okay.
They are required to, and they did send it. Right.
And then.
I have a question.
Okay.
So this article, these two articles are for money that we anticipate receiving this year, 2026. And they have no legal obligations to pay this money.
Yes, they do. It's part of the ordinance.
It's part of the ordinance. So if they don't pay it, we issue them a stop work order, cease and desist.
Yes.
That's in the ordinance.
It's part of the violation. It would be.
I think it's part of the TIF agreement.
Yeah, it's my understanding it's part of the TIF agreement, and we have no legal grounds to go after them if they choose not to pay for this. I have a big concern about this because we just denied them a huge abatement, and they have no reason to be nice with us. And I would strongly urge communications with them about that abatement and moving forward so we can continue getting this $90,000 annually. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope legally they have to pay it, but I don't believe so.
I don't know about the legality, I know they have every year since we've had it.
They've been very good partners to the community.
Yeah.
They've been very good.
Yeah.
But they're in a business and
That's right.
and
money is important in a business. So
we're not nice to them.
Make sure what the
We
word
have the
is.
agreement.
Okay.
Do you agree that the evaluation has come down on them, John?
Definitely.
You do?
Any machinery. You know, you take a work truck that you drive to the job site every day. Has it got the same value after 10 years? It's the same idea. They don't last
How
forever.
much more does it take to build them?
They last for 20 to 25 years. So do the math.
The ones in other counties, this has happened before where they've been devalued, so it's not like a new concept of them being less than.
Depreciates every year.
Google
Where
it.
are we gonna pay that if that happens?
What, the abatement?
It's gonna come out of the TIF account.
But we don't have it in there.
It should be close. Yeah. Should be close. It's tight. I have no promises,
Even
but I
after-
think
That's why we want to use the road reserve fund, that's why we want to build up the TIF amount, so. You're right.
So anyways, we're on these articles and I got you off track, but I would just strongly recommend that you check into if they're legally bound to pay this every year.
I agree.
Because if they're not, maybe we shouldn't vote to use this until we get it. Like most things, articles above, like Article 21, we've already collected those funds in this past year, and now we're voting to use them to defray taxes for this coming year. So it's just something to think about. It's gonna be a big hit if we're $90,000 short. We've had a lot of those hits this year.
Good point. Okay, 27, shall the town vote to authorize the select board to transfer the monies received from the state of Maine as the snowmobile registration refund to the Clifton Area Snowmobile Club. The money to be used for municipal trail development and safety. The amount is $251.56. 28, Shall the town authorize the select board to procure a temporary loan or loans within the 26-27 year in anticipation of taxes for the purpose of paying obligations of the town? Such loans to be paid during said year. So,
I got a question on that one.
sure.
So seeing though our surplus is down where it is,
Yep.
there's more than a likely chance that we'll have to use this article next year. But you haven't done an article to raise money to pay interest on this loan, if need be.
I suppose in the article it could say that specifically, including interest, but I would assume when you're saying a loan that that's understood. That was the way I looked at that.
Well, you gotta raise tax money to pay interest on a loan.
So I've asked this multiple times, and everyone keeps telling me there's plenty of money, and I'm like paranoid. Do you think we need to take out a loan this year? Do you think we're gonna need one? You don't think so? Are you confident? Okay.
One of the venue we have them.
But that's not what
I know,
that's not
I
what
know,
asked.
John, what you're saying.
Doesn't matter how long we've been here. This is the lowest, I think, the undesignated fund balance has been in my lifetime.
I went back and looked as well.
There's no amount on this of a loan, right?
No.
We just said that we're not gonna need one. This is for emergencies. If folks are wrong, we do.
We added this last year
Everybody gets notified that we have to take one.
because it's something that was done in the past and it kind of been set aside, but it is, the other option would be to have a town meeting to ask the town then, could we take out a loan for something that we must take out a loan for? This isn't just so willy-nilly thing, this is some emergency.
We did one year for the septic.
So can I ask what the bank balance is right now?
It's 500, I don't have that.
General funds?
Yeah, that's right, as of that date.
Yeah, I have, this is as of the middle of January, so that's almost a month old. It was 645, 763, but I don't know if we have it.
So I just want to put this out here. How much is our school payment? $80,000?
80,000 and.
So times that by 5 and take it away from that bank balance.
You might
We
need
have,
That's 200,000.
Plus you've got a couple other reserve accounts in there.
right.
So
We do have an education reserve that we've been talking about, but we're not sure about using that.
That's part of that number though, right?
No.
No,
What account's that in?
that line item in the audit sheet come up. The ending.
It's sitting in the bank
Yes,
account.
yeah.
So it's sitting in the same bank account.
It's not like
It's
cash in the
Right.
Yes,
Yeah, so it's sitting in the same bank account, so.
but that's part of what,
escrow account.
Yeah.
what I'm trying to explain is, when you look at that checking account and you see $600,000 middle of December or middle of January, 5 months of school payments is sitting there that we raised last year in the tax bill.
no, plus salary.
That's what you've been using the last couple of years to supplement the town because our fund balance has been so low. We don't want to get in a mess with the school not being able to make their payments.
I don't anticipate that, and I certainly agree with that. We want to pay for our education, absolutely. Okay. 29, shall the town appropriate from Silver Maple Substation Increment Financing Account for $25,000 for the Clifton Climbers Alliance? We've certainly talked about that already, and that's something they can vote on in March. Article 30, shall the town raise and appropriate $10,000 to establish a reserve fund pursuant to 30A MRS 5801, to be known as the Building Maintenance Reserve Fund for the purpose of future building maintenance and repairs, and to designate the select board as fund managers of said reserve fund.
We backed out 10,000 from the building maintenance up above, right?
It's the next line, we created the. Oh,
No, no,
yes, yes, we did.
Okay, perfect. So just so people know, we created this reserve account to try to build funds going forward, and we're taking it out of what was previously budgeted for municipal building maintenance. because traditionally, some years we haven't spent it all. So the concept was start to try to build up funds for emergencies.
Last article has to do with the, what we've already discussed, the recall ordinance. I don't think we need to rehash that again either, so. Yes, Brian?
I didn't see anything on the flag program in our budget. You guys not do anything for that this year?
We have purchased flags, we have plenty of them.
I understand that.
So what is it that you,
You gotta pay to put them up.
We just gotta pay somebody to put them up.
We did put flags.
Where is
I
it?
think that comes under,
$550, because we got all brand new ones last year.
You're right, I understand that. Where's that on the budget?
It's under Article 5.
I thought we might have some people that want to volunteer.
Yeah, somebody mentioned about volunteering.
Miracle Flag Program.
Oh, okay.
got it?
Cool, yep, thank you.
Yeah, Bill?
I looked for that.
So if all these warrant articles are passed, have any of you done a calculation on how much, and forget about Penobscot County and forget about school, how much is this budget in terms of percent rising?
So, we got minus out.
No, it's actually not a ton for the town spending.
Municipal.
It's single digits. The problem is the revenue, on expenses, the problem is the revenue side. You're taking 100,000 less out of surplus to freight taxes, and you got 40,000 less in tree growth to take, but it's the revenue side is actually a bigger increase than the expense lift, but all in, I think with the TIF, my math, if you include the county and the school, I think you're looking at 15 to 20% increase.
And that's not counting the state evaluation increases, correct?
I just did back of the napkin.
Right, that was just based on last year's numbers.
Would that be something worth, that information, would that be something worth putting on the end of these warrant articles or at the very beginning?
Next year.
It would encourage people to take a closer look at what they're checking off.
I didn't hear the beginning of your question, Bill. I'm sorry.
With that knowledge of knowing how much the taxes are gonna go up, if John is somewhere near correct, wouldn't that be something that could be put on at the beginning of the warrant articles that we're gonna vote on?
If everything passes, increases X.
We should have an information sheet, is what you're saying, available. So we could even tape it inside where you're both, someone could look at or something.
Yeah.
Let them know what the increases are. That's a reasonable, yes.
How long will it take to get back into tree growth?
We will get it next year.
Next year?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So we're only missing 1 year, correct?
Yeah, correct.
That's my understanding. Now, just for clarification, Cindy, we're not the only one that did reevaluations. Holden and Eddington both did, I think, if I understand it correctly, so their numbers went up just like ours. As a percentage, we're probably in the same neighborhood, hopefully, but we'll see. We don't know.
I don't care about them.
Well, and that's part of the
I
educational
don't care
piece.
about them, Dennis, I don't care about them.
Yeah, but
They're
their costs are going up.
nobody didn't get gives a shit about me. So, I care about this town.
Well, that's what I'm saying, they're gonna go up on their costs, so ours will not go up any more than theirs does, so. It should even out, generally. So I'm not.
But I haven't seen a budget cut in 2 years from you guys. Every year you say, well, wait, let's see what the budget cut's gonna be.
What would you
You
like,
haven't made one.
what would you like us to cut, Dave?
There's thousands of things in here that
What would it be?
I think we should start a budget committee. Then go back to the square one. I think that we should start a budget committee in this town, then sit down and talk. Start a budget committee.
We have a meeting where everyone has been invited to join us to go over the budget that we did in January. And there were people here who did give input, And that's what this meeting is for, is to give you opportunity to give us input. If there's a cut that we've made, I'm more than happy to listen to it. That's what we're doing here. Is how can we adjust this budget? Because none of us like paying taxes.
We don't go, when you say the budget committee, when you say cut budget, I seen you sit down and everything is raised up for the last 2 years. What have you cut?
What could we cut? You say thousands, give me one example.
For an example, put things out to bid.
We're doing that. We've taken steps to do that. Yeah, we have. We put out the trash for bid, we got Casella as the only one. We changed the contract, we're suspending the contract with Josh. All that stuff on roads, that'll all be put out to bid starting next year. We've made all these steps to do those things. We have a lot of things, a lot of it is
Just inflation, in support of you guys. It's just stuff that goes up.
we have no control over much of this budget.
Fire department's 80,000. You do, you have control.
So then I ask you for an example.
Salaries for one, in the office.
We cut them.
It's crazy.
We cut them.
What this little town pays in salary,
We cut them.
for an example.
What about the $15,000 for trash cans? I mean, the extra trash cans that everybody's getting, 2 trash cans, $15,000.
2 trash cans, I don't get 2 trash cans.
You could,
Yes, I do.
you can have
Well,
one
get
though.
one.
You can have one though.
I can?
Yeah,
I'll take
everybody
2
can.
trash cans.
Everybody can have one if they want.
But it costs the town $5 a week for each trash can, and if you don't need it, that's an expense that you have chosen to take that's gonna affect everybody.
Who's having 2 trash cans?
But John said it was okay if everybody had.
We have over 40 people right now. Some need them, I don't know that they all need them. 10% of the people in this town have a second trash can. The average in all the other towns, he told us, was 3 to 4% of all. I don't know why we're more trashy than others, but
I think some people have decided that they want to take out a second trash can just to make a point to drive the cost up. frankly.
What point is that?
and that's what I'm saying. That's my concern.
You know, and you got the right to just vote no on that.
Vote no,
on
that's
that
right.
warrant.
No, you can't, there's no place to vote no on.
Sure there is.
No, there isn't.
The trash can.
That extra trash can is no
So,
fun to say. we
yes,
don't.
Jan?
Included in the same trash.
It's all, it's included in the whole rate.
It's an article all by itself.
No, it's not.
Okay,
So we're talking about trash.
Dan, you had your hand up?
Yes, I do have an issue with the trash cans. I mean, the town should be able to see who needs a second trash can. There's people out there right now that trash is piling up because they only got 1 trash can. There is people probably in this room that has asked for 2 trash cans. Why? I go by places and I know that they do not need 2 trash cans. Why is the town allowing that?
Shouldn't it be based on heads in household?
Can't call people liars.
You know, 2 people don't need to.
I don't know, I use 1 10-gallon trash can, trash bag a week, but I also, all my balls we return, all my...
We frankly already talked about the trash article. We've got a lot on this.
I got, last thing, Brian?
Yeah, is there any way, how much does it cost to set a flyer up for the town?
Good night.
I do $200, I don't really know.
Good night.
Is there any way that maybe we can send a flyer out a couple weeks before the vote? Just to let people know what's going on? And maybe give them some ideas on, why things are going up? I mean, I have a problem with the way we vote. I like how we used to do it at town meeting. Because I think a lot of people come in here and vote and they go, yes, 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 yes. They don't have a clue what they're voting for.
Well, all I can say is I could never make a town meeting, but I always knew what I was voting on, so I was not that person.
Well, I'm not saying you were, but
And I think there's a lot of people who do know what they're voting on.
yeah. But I think it'd be better if we just give people a heads up before time to vote. Could we send out a flyer or?
And I think that's what Bill was saying, that we put it at the, somehow let people know what they're voting for, what the effect is.
I don't know, that's just something the selectmen can figure out. I mean, I think if people were more informed, you'd get better results when it came time to vote.
I thought there was a separate warrant article for the $15,000 for the extra trash cans. Wasn't there?
It's not on a line item by itself,
It was.
but
It should be.
it should be, right. I agree. I don't know if you guys agree, but people should.
Yeah, put it back in, please.
Definitely.
Make a separate article for, second trash can.
Put it back.
I mean, otherwise, they could just, if they want a second trash can, just build them in their taxes, add it in their taxes.
Yeah, somebody's gonna pick up
Yeah, but the people that need one,
People have one.
it wasn't their choice. Number one.
Yeah, I used
All right,
Wait, but why don't we?
I'll entertain a motion to go out of this first hearing.
Because only have more than one trash can.
I'll second that.
That doesn't,
What
doesn't
you
fit.
just said? What do you say?
Out of the meeting,
Part of this meeting, second.
all in favor? Okay.
Yeah.
Fire, please. Okay,
You wanna do a 5-minute break, actually?
That's a good idea.
let's do a 5-minute break and let's see if we can't get through this. Select board meeting minutes for January 14.
I just have a couple of comments, sorry. Because these are gonna get looked at really closely, I think, depending on how the abatement request goes.
Okay,
The abatement request, I don't believe it was 13 million. That was the abatement value, not the dollar amount. So I think we ought to clarify what the dollar amount is they're asking.
We'll get something.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the valuation may be 13 million, but the actual dollar amount
right.
might be 100,000 or something. So we should just try to figure it out and clarify that if possible. And then the only other comment I had was the letter of denial, the same theme, letter of denial on the abatement. It should be SWEB, not WEB. So just we can make that correction. I'll deal with it. Yeah, I'll deal with it.
Could we,
Yep.
should we just take that line out? You just said it was at the beginning of that line, just say Mark Gibson spoke, request for abatement. We don't need a dollar amount, do we? It'd be easier than trying to figure out how much. Or
That's fine, either way. But on the letter of denial, I would definitely fix that.
Yeah.
And then, the only other comment, and it's nitpicky, it's something I just ran across. When somebody votes no on something, we should spell it out in the minutes who voted no, just like we do who moved it, who seconded it. So if people vote no, we should say who voted no. That's
I think for those corrections, I make a motion to be accepted.
I'll second it.
all in favor? Okay. You need Katrina, she's right there.
I'll send something over. Don't sweat it.
Okay. I'm not doing public comments at this time, so let's go to the administrative assistant report.
So final warrant, if you want to vote to accept with the corrections being added.
Here's the option that we have. We either do that or we have to have another meeting next week. At what time? Would it be an emergency meeting because we need it sooner than that? When do we need it?
The ballots are going out tomorrow.
Tomorrow, so we'd have to have a-
You won't have time to compute for the absentee ballots.
right.
So can we just, if we're gonna do that, can we just go through this line by line and make sure we're all in agreement on the directions? Sure. Just list them off, what you have.
Yeah, can we just pick up something on Article 5?
Okay.
So Article 3 would be 20,150.
Well, hold on, the first page, we had that, we gotta make sure we have the right number of articles.
Correct.
Well, it's gonna change because we're adding.
Let's just make sure we've got the
Yeah,
right.
we've got that noted.
Yep. Yep.
Article 3, 20,150. Article 4, 179,162. Article 5 is gonna add 10,000 to the 79,044, so it'll be 89
And that's for the credit
trio.
card.
Yeah.
Addition, yeah.
Credit cards.
Yep. Yep. Article 6, 32,006. And Article 7, we're going to subtract 123,540. I haven't done the math yet.
Yep, that makes sense.
Okay. So that will be taken out in its own line, then it'll be, we'll change the wording on the Article 7 as well.
So that makes, are we gonna add another whole article in?
Yes,
For
that's gonna,
police,
yeah,
stepping up police
yep,
on Article 7.
So will that change all the other articles
yes,
going forward?
yep,
So we're gonna have
That's
30,
just-
we're gonna have 31 then.
32.
32, they're gonna do the same thing with trash.
Yes. Article 8, we're gonna take out 15,000 from 169.5.
So that should be 154-ish, right?
Yeah. And that will have its own line. Article. Article 9 will be 164,822. Article 10 is 10,009.
There's a change on, this last year's budget was
Yeah.
11.
Yeah, we're gonna go down through those. I mean, it doesn't affect everyone. Article 11 is 2,000. Article 12 is 50,000. Article 13, same. 14, same. 15 is the same. 16, 17, 18, all the same. 19, we're changing 5 years to 3 years. Article 20 is 10,000. 21 is the same. 22 is good. 23 is 50,000. 24 is 60. 25 is 45. 26 is 45,000. 27 is 251.56. 28 is the same. 29 is the same. 30 is the same 10. And 31 the same. And 32 will be the trash bins for 15,000. And also
Number
33.
33.
Number 33 will be the
Police.
for the amount of
Back
123.
here, that's 30.
You have a paper that we can sign tonight then, so you can have.
You can- Yeah, this basically is for the book, but we want this all approved so we can put these numbers in on the ballot. If you want to turn it over, you can sign it tonight. You can vote and then you can sign it. And
Should be without an article on that page.
yeah,
So we gotta vote tonight.
make sure.
Make sure this isn't on there. 'cause-
Yeah, I'm just gonna do the
Well,
last
this-
page.
Yeah.
Yeah, but minus that.
Yes.
We'll have to vote it, right?
Yeah.
Can you do me a solid, because I don't like signing things that I don't get to read? Can we vote and approve it tonight?
Yeah,
and I
'cause you don't have to.
read it and sign it tomorrow?
Yes.
I don't
This
like
mainly
signing
is,
things.
the signatures will be for the vote.
Right, but I don't like having my
Right.
signature out something that
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. All good with those numbers?
Motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept it.
A second.
All in favor? Okay.
This is all changes.
With the changes as
Yeah.
noted.
Year-end, I gave you reports, and then I have all listed on.
What are those?
These are all the statements for all of Pisca, everything, credit card. Still got more coming.
Give me some homework.
Yep, thank you. We should be reviewing these every month. And we should talk, I know it's already 15, but we need to talk about the open audit issues too, which we keep putting off.
Right, we keep kicking that can down the road.
Number 3, the foreclosure
Hold on,
property.
before we go there, I had a couple of questions on like revenue. There's a $10,000 credit for Pisca Mountain LLC, Paul Fuller. What was that $10,000?
That's the decommissioning.
Why would he, I thought that was already all paid up and we had $100,000.
It comes into revenue and then funnels in.
But he doesn't need to pay anymore though.
Pisca,
They've already paid $100,000, right?
90 as of this year. Next year will be 100.
You sure?
I'm positive.
I thought the escrow was fully funded at $100,000.
90.
Can we go back to the audit report quickly? Sorry, you carry on.
We started in 2017.
I thought there was a $100,000 in escrow.
In this audit, it was 80. And we've added 10.
And this year it's been 10.
2024, January 31st, 2024, we had 90,000, and then we took in 10,000 last year.
And this will be, right.
That's 110,000.
Right.
What page are you on?
Yeah.
It's page 12 of the annual report.
Oh, I don't know.
Right.
I just don't want to have to refund that to him. He'll have to pay it. It's in the funds chart.
Yeah, I thought it was in there.
What page did you say?
I've got the annual report, so it's different about it. I didn't bring that with me.
Page.
So that right here, community benefit, 90.
No.
What fund is that?
It's in the fund accounting. Yeah, escrow funds payable, $100,000. So it's fully funded already. It was fully funded a year ago.
So I don't know where that comes from, because we started in 2017, receiving 10,000 each year from Pisca.
Until it reached $100,000, right?
So this year coming will be 100
It's
in my books.
But, so your books don't match the audit again?
Right.
Well, this is a serious, serious problem then. And I'm not trying to overstate this, but there's just, I don't know, I don't want to do this in public, but
No?
we need to have the auditor come to our next meeting and we need to have a discussion.
We can invite her, I don't know
Right.
if we can force her. But
You can
yes,
ask her to attend, because
Yes.
I don't know what that $10,000 is for.
It would be the decommissioning.
But they legally they're only on the hook for $100,000, and now we have $110,000 of their money. Right?
So we got 90 we took from the escrow, from the general ledger to put into their escrow. So this 10 will add to it.
So there's an error in our audit then, because the auditor said we had $100,000 a year ago.
We can go back all the years, yeah. Because that's all we receive is 10,000 for each year.
Until it hits 100, which it already did, so now we're at 110 by this. We don't need to litigate this now, but we've got to get this straightened out.
Yeah. Because that's what they've paid since they started. Oh, no, John, I know now. So the 10,000, but that should have been under Silver Maple, but no, that's right, let me look into it. Because Silver Maple paid 1 year, remember, the decommissioning, and that needs to go back.
Right, but this is revenue, this is showing up as revenue, so this
Right.
isn't going out, this is
Right.
coming in.
But that should be 90. And 10
Well,
this year.
if you're saying it's 90, it doesn't match the audit though, is all I'm saying.
And I'll go back and pull everything from it. It's easy to do.
Yeah, we'll have to look into that, we just
Yeah.
don't know at this point. But it's a good point to make.
Is 10,000 of it, the 10,000 that came from Silver Maple that we never should have got? Is that maybe in the audit?
That's what,
Probably.
yes, you're right, John.
Well,
Thank you.
either way, it needs to be.
It's wrong, no matter what.
Right.
Yeah, it
It
needs
should have
to be
been separated,
investigated
it should have
to
been
make
2
sure.
lines. Should have been 10 for Silver Maple and 90 for the district.
But there should be 100,000 either way in this account then. You're saying there's only 90.
Right. This coming year will go, there'll be 10,000. That 10,000 will go in to our general fund, into their
Right, into their-
decommissioning. What was taken out was already approved, 90,000, because that's what we have collected, and this 10 is the ending for the year.
Right, all I'm saying is why does it show up as a liability on our audit for a different number than what we have?
I don't set up her
Well, we're
lines.
assuming that it is, but
So
$10,000 was from another account that has to
Silver
go back.
Maple.
So where's the 10,000 you gotta pay back to Silver Maple?
Anyway,
Right.
let's go on. Anything else with the
Silver
year-end
Maple.
reports?
Oh, I lost mine.
No.
Hmm?
I do, sorry, again, Columbo, apologize for getting this out. Our tax collection rates, I keep asking where are we at on past due taxes? And thank you for including the lien report. This is everything through 2024, but there's no indication as to how we're doing for 2025.
So the foreclosed properties, the gentleman that I gotta meet with, we canceled because it's just been really hectic.
Yep.
So that's gonna be going up, and actually I had somebody inquire about that property, which I told them the process is gonna happen. So the other properties we just gotta look at.
No, and I'm not even asking about that, I'm asking where are we at on the 2025 collection?
That didn't count.
No, this is just the liened accounts.
2025.
So anything that's not liened, I have no insight into.
But if they haven't paid the 21, 22, 23,
Yeah,
24, they probably haven't paid the 25, you know.
That's not what I'm asking.
No.
That's not what I'm asking though. I'm asking, is there anybody that's not on this list that has, like, it could be, our past due taxes could be $250,000 right now. I have no idea.
I mean, there's a lot of names on it.
And this doesn't even include the last year.
So I will get that included with that one, because I can't print all.
When they do pay the money, it goes to the oldest one, right?
Always, yes.
So that means if they're on here,
If they're,
Yeah, but there's new people that are gonna be on here for 2025, but
I think you're right, John, I think the list is longer.
it's
well,
usually the
100%.
same people.
Okay.
We'll get that.
We need to get, I'm sorry, I sound like a broken record here, but with a cash crunch and we don't even know how much money we have, we need to get aggressive on collecting past due taxes that are now 6 years old. Like, it's not trying to be hard, but like, you gotta get them to the table. Sorry.
I'll send out another letter to all the people on that list again.
I don't know if anybody that's 6 years or older, or if you haven't come in and sit down with them like they used to.
We don't mind doing that.
No, up to you guys.
Invite them to a meeting.
Yep, we can, just to see.
Looks like-
I know the rental card is an issue in there, so.
Right.
And then the only other question I had on that component, so credit cards and online services, we are 100% sure end of February.
100%, John.
Okay. Good. Okay.
We got it scheduled right on our calendars. I said no clerk report, but I'll say we've been working very hard with the annual report. It's gonna look really nice this year. Katrina's been working hard. We're gonna print 100 books to start, and then the rest will be online. There'll be a link, you can go get it. Kind of save some paper, and it's a lot of work putting them together. And things get missed. you know, because we are a busy little office.
Do you know timelines roughly when you guys would have a draft that we can look at to try to help get in front of it?
You probably can send over what we have now.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of reports I don't have. I don't have fire, I don't have civics, I don't have historical, I don't have probably 15 to 20 reports from different organizations.
So we rely on them.
So do you know roughly when you think you'll have them?
So we have to have these like 3 days before the annual meeting. That's the rule, but we'll have them done.
All the people I've emailed, I've been asking for reports by the end of this month.
Okay.
Is what I'm requesting.
deadline's time?
But it's going quick this year because I'm going digital, so I'm literally snipping whatever they send and putting it on so I can print a whole straight thing, so nothing's photocopied, it's all just a printout of a digital version.
So maybe at the end of February, at that
Should have
first
a
drop
draft.
dead date, we can start to
Yeah,
take a first pass.
absolutely. Yep.
Just trying to get in front of the fire drill
Yep.
where we can.
I did have one more thing because we just got it in. We bid on the SALT program every year. This year, they're looking, New England Salt Company is offering a pricing of $72.49 per ton in the southern division, $81.03 per ton in the northern division. So with your approval to put in for the bid, and that puts us in the co-op and we get that price. I didn't have it on the agenda because, like I said, I just got it.
What was it last?
I think it's right around 80, 81, I have to go back. No, it usually stays right around.
That's what all the towns kind of
Yeah.
get into.
So if you want to look at, read it, but it's a standard thing we do every year. Bid on this. Well, if they put it out. Have a motion.
I make a motion to go on to the co-op and all the other towns and sign up for the solids.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
And I'll pass this around. Actually, I only need one signature. And I'll fill out the top, our address and stuff. And that's all I have. That just came in. The next miscellaneous reports. Animal control, you have one end of year. I think the main packet.
I'm gonna do those verbally.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just informational. No report on the cemetery, nothing happening there right now.
No,
And-
but you can,
Right. Code enforcement is gonna do a verbal.
so shall we have her do that? Go ahead.
Okay, all right, so real quick, so to John's question about the community benefit payment, I found it, it's in the state of Maine DEP permit for the solar farms, and the authority that we have to enforce it, beyond just doing it civilly or legally in court, is under Title 35, 3454, so we go essentially to the Department of Economic and Community Development. So they will, if they don't pay, they would help enforce that. But I would not be able, the town would not be able to technically shut it down. We want the state to do that, because it's a tangible benefit that they reported that they were going to give to Clifton.
And that's for the first project, not the second one.
That is for.
Because the second one, the payment doesn't come to the town. Oh, that's community development.
Right.
Right, this is a community benefit agreement. They're supposed to make it for 20 years annually. Yeah, so, what kind of answers your question a lot? Okay, I did give you a report today because I haven't issued down these permits, maybe one, since my last report, but I did work on my annual report. And I sent that to Katrina today. She hasn't seen it yet. I think you'll like it, there's more information in there. The only other thing I want to say is we might consider, instead of doing an ordinance regarding trash and property maintenance standards, having a trash policy that just says that your trash needs to be in bins. It doesn't have to be Excel bins, but if you have trash outside your house or out of sight, just temporarily to give us time to work on an ordinance, because it seems like I've got two different camps in town. One camp thinks the Eddington is too, like, I'm sorry, I'm silly, I'm so tired. It's too, like, loose, like, it's not specific enough, and then the state one is pretty technical, which John, Trish, and I had always intended to take the state one and kind of cater it to Clifton. We never intended to use that as it anyway, but that's gonna just take time, I think, to really make sure it works. So you might consider making a policy. Because I think the problem is there's quite a few lots that have this excessive amounts of trash, like bags of trash, like actual waste from a house. We're not talking like wood that's stacked inappropriately, we're talking actual trash. So that's too late, I think, to give the details about that tonight. So I'm just throwing it out there, we can discuss it next month or maybe next month. I think that's it for now. Everything else is enforcement or legal, so.
Okay, we'll have more for you next month, I'm sure.
Yeah, she can go.
Yeah, she don't understand.
There's no need for her to stay out there.
I know.
Unless anybody had any questions for her, I don't know if you want to let the public ask questions of her now, but no sense keeping her here.
No, just go home.
Thank you so much.
All right, hopefully we can all go.
Do you
That's the
have-
plan.
New business, I did have something I wanted to bring up, and it came out of a conversation I had like a month ago with Katrina, actually. So, a lot of division tonight, a lot of like bad feelings and angst and animosity. What about, would there be any interest in trying to set up a group to try to do something positive, to do like a summer 250 United States birthday party thing here, organizing some sort of community event here at the office and appoint like Katrina and maybe one of the board members, or maybe get some volunteers to try to put something together with donations, to just do something to bring people together. I just had that thought, I wanted to throw it out there. It would be a good idea.
I was here when you were talking about it, and I thought it was a great idea, and I think if we can get some people on board to do that, that'd be great. Anything, I know the Historical Society does some things, I know the pumpkins, Frank, what you guys do. I mean, any of those things, Linda does, yeah. But any of those things are good for the community, and we need more things like that. Just so we can get together and hang out, and kind of get to know each other a little bit better. Would be a great idea, so.
Nothing we decide tonight, but I just think that it's, put some, if you thought about it, and I don't know, Debbie, Jody, whoever wants to get involved, like, I think it would be a positive thing. There's enough hate and discontent and animosity in this town.
And I'd like to purchase a flag that says 250 years to put off on the pole. That's okay with you guys. That shouldn't cost much.
No, flag is.
Well, I think, I'm not saying make a decision tonight, but, just put something in motion.
Community event.
Maybe brainstorm it, the next meeting, we authorize a group or something.
Yeah. I agree.
Are we allowed to put like a sign up or interest form in the lobby prior to the town meeting to interest
Actually,
people like the
that's a great idea.
Yeah,
Put it on the website.
And the website.
Election day.
Yeah. We can have a sign up sheet.
As long as it doesn't hinder elections, that's the only thing we gotta make sure. Get them on the way out, and on the way in.
Right.
So over with where they develop, maybe something there.
We'll back up to
Okay.
Bennington Fire. You have their report, but I also, going back to the storm we had, John, remember we were communicating back and forth. worried about the townspeople. So we do have a emergency operation plan. Ryan Davis was in the other day, so we were talking about it, because normally, every so many years, you guys vote to, you know, sign it and sign people up, the board members. He said they don't do it yearly, but he's looking into that, looking at it, and seeing if there's anything they need to change. He's doing it on his free will, so I just want to let you know he has our plan.
I think Cummins Hall, I don't even know if they have a generator.
But heading to school too, I'm not sure if that's still appropriate, I don't know.
I thought that's why we bought this generator.
Well, that's weird.
So this.
Dangerous cold.
So,
School board report, we have first school report, Jamie's report.
I don't think I got that.
Oh, last page, you can have mine if you want.
Last page?
Last page. Nope.
Nope, I got Ryan Davis.
Yep, so.
I got it. That's great.
Just getting into it.
Get the feedback.
Oh, yeah. And Jane's here if anybody has questions for her.
Thank you, Jamie.
Most welcome. We'll see how she feels in a couple months. Advisory committee, ACE, not sure.
we had a meeting.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I figured.
Thank you, Jane. I know you got signed up for a couple things, so I'll see you at the meetings.
Are we gonna make motions to fill that spot on the board?
No, so that will be, it's on the ballot, school board you're talking about? No.
I'm talking about the.
Oh, that's
planning board.
next.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, we have that. So you have a resignation letter from Dave Cogdell. Sorry to see him go. He's a great asset to the board, but he wants to do some other things.
I make a motion that we put Steve.
Steve Dumont?
Is he first in line?
Well,
I'll recuse myself.
but hey, I'm gonna tell you how I look at this. I mean, he's retired, he's got plenty of time. You know,
And he's willing?
he's willing, we've had a lot of discussions, I mean, I think he's the one, that'd be my recommendation. I make a motion.
I would second that. All in favor? Congratulations.
Point. And, we need to.
Just note me that I recuse myself too.
Yeah. And then we need to accept Dave Cogdell's resignation.
Make a motion that we accept his resignation and wish him the best and hopefully we can send the card or something. How
How many years was he on the planning board? Like
Oh, man.
5 years?
No.
As long as that?
More than that.
We should definitely send him.
Maybe
a class.
I don't know if we go that far, I don't know. But no, we should definitely send it.
Right. Motion, I will second it. All in favor of accepting his resignation? Regretfully, yes. With the thank you.
That's, yeah, he's a great asset. Sheriff report, I think we jumped over that there.
Excuse me, folks, I can't hear what's going on.
We do have an alternate still available on the planning board.
Yeah, my husband's been an alternate for over a year now.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. I wanted to recuse myself, but there was somebody in line that we just kind of passed over.
Well, Gerald's on the list for select board, so that's another position might, I'm not saying he's getting voted, but you never know. It's the will of the board.
I just think personally, and I've said this in the past, and I don't want this to come off as like a elitist mentality, but I think sometimes we are too quick to just fill the seat with the next warm body. And I think sometimes it may be wise to take a step back and pause and either give it to the next person in line or actually do a search and try to find the best, the most qualified candidate.
Why don't you just say you didn't want my husband on the board? Why don't you just say?
I recuse myself.
It's
I
true,
didn't say that at all.
you recused yourself.
Quiet, please.
Well, it's true.
All right, moving on.
Whole business, move number 1 to March meeting.
Yep.
And then number 2, you have the solid waste contract to look over.
I didn't see the procurement policy in the email, so I don't know if it was in this book I just saw, but.
It's been given back a while ago.
Yeah, we talked about it last month, and I have it, I'm supposed to really do something and submit it to you guys for, and I've been away.
Okay, so there's no changes to it,
No.
there's no new version?
No.
No new version,
Okay.
part of it.
So I still don't support it.
Not in its current form, I don't either. We'll see what we can do.
So the solid waste contract, there's something here that caught my eye. I think that you gotta change the day that they collect. Yeah. Push it down through it.
That's the only thing I saw.
Yeah.
The increase, there's an annual increase in here, and it may be too late. I can't remember what page it was on now. Page 2. It's got the CPI increase. Basically, there's a 4% baked in increase. Can we push back on that? Because that's kind of ridiculous. They're hitting us with 4% or the greater of inflation. It should be like 2.5% for inflation. I know it's not much, but I think we should at least push back. They'll probably cave on that, if possible. Save us a few bucks.
Yeah, see if they would, yeah. Adjust
And then they had the options for the 2 to 10 cubic yard containers here that they basically cover at $5 per yard. Given these have been overflowing and the cost of the second bin, what size do we have there? I know there's 2 of them, but how big are they? One's pretty small,
No.
and the one's bigger.
I think the small one's 2. About 5.
Like, could we get one 10-yard one or something? I don't think it's gonna cost us more necessarily, so it might cost us, if it's 3 yards extra, it's gonna be an extra $300 a year, $200 a year.
Yep.
I don't know what the rules are on those bins either, if they're for specific people or roads.
The ones out there.
Yeah,
So the biggest one's for Hopkins Pond,
yep.
which, that's probably not everybody else is using it because of the cardboard container. But the little one was supposed to be mainly for us in the office.
So
But we
yeah.
don't really need it.
So why don't we just get a bigger one that's 10 yards, that way it's not overflowing.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it's reasonable.
We don't, well, we have 2 cans out here they left for us. It's like, so we really don't need that.
Can you send them back?
They kind of said we can keep them here, somebody needed one, or one got run over, whatever. We scan, we give them the number, and they deliver it to the people.
Why don't we just give it back and if somebody needs one? get it in.
Well,
It doesn't cost us anything
No.
to have them.
Well, we have 2, so are we getting billed the extra money?
The extra $5? I know when they dropped them all off, they left some here
yeah.
for that
And we-
purpose without charging
And
us.
we have given them to people.
Yeah.
So like the lady Jan mentioned, I think that lady came and got one. Got 2 on that road. I'm pretty certain. But we'll need at least 1 for us. Didn't somebody, Jeff, did you say you didn't get one or something?
What's that?
Did you say you didn't get a can earlier?
No,
trash
they
can?
don't.
Or was it that they don't go down on your road?
I have a can.
You do?
Everybody on that road has a can.
Oh, you did?
We all bring them on.
Okay. Okay.
So do we need to sign this, or?
Yes, vote to sign.
But, so if we could try to push back on the increase.
Could we wait until we get that in change?
Yeah, and then we'll sign it next meeting.
Okay.
If they say go pound sand, whatever, but if it's an email, it'll be safe.
I don't think so.
Well, we want to make that,
Exactly.
we want that changed to Tuesday, election day. We'll see if there's any adjustment they would consider. Yeah. Yeah. Under the normal collection day. It's an awful lot of money for trash.
Yeah, it is. But somebody did say there's a company in Brewer, new company.
We've got what, a couple more years with them, 2029.
I
think there's another one on the brewer.
Did you tell me that? Yeah, I saw them actually this morning, first time.
Well, we've got 3 years before we do anything.
Okay, so I'll send this, have them fix that, and then bring it back to you.
Please.
And table to March. Wilson?
I'll move it to the table and try to make those changes.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
And then the accessory referral search. Norrie Norton, she was the, lady that helped us with all the TIF and the coordinator. She recommended Josh Bragdon. I gave you his name, John. Did you've made contact with some people as well?
Yeah, they basically said, these are licensed commercial appraisers, they're not tax assessors, but they basically said, in their opinions, very few people, if anybody, is qualified in the state of Maine to accurately assess wind turbines. From an appraisal perspective, they said you can go to Boston, pay 40+ grand. If this guy is willing to do it and he's reasonable, have at it. I would ask, does he have any experience actually winning these fights? Because if he doesn't, we may be putting good money after that, but it's not my decision because I'll recuse myself. But we should know, has he ever,
Talking to him.
has he, yeah, absolutely talk to him, but has he ever actually done this in this context and been successful is something I ask.
Can I know Josh personally, if you want me to speak to him.
Sure, go ahead.
I'll speak to him and get back to you.
See if he, or
He actually works for a firm out of Dixmoor.
yeah, Maine assessment and appraisal.
Yes.
Have we heard anything from Pisgah since we, not to use the same analogy, told we found sin?
No.
No.
My guess is they tried to see if we would go for it and we denied it. We can only hope they, well, I guess
I hope so, but I.
yeah. Because they had a timeline to get that submitted and.
Is it still Paul? Is Paul still involved?
Cardona, yeah.
You'll hear from the state. You won't hear from this. State assessment will notify you that they filed with them.
So
We'll let you know when the date of the hearing is.
So with Josh, we want to know if this is something he can do and something he has done and what it costs.
Well, he won't do it, the firm he works for.
Right, that's what I mean.
He doesn't work independently. But I will speak to him and see.
Thank you.
Good.
Yeah, that's all I have under that. No road report. Nothing else. No complaints of plowing. That's been going good. No mailboxes down.
Yeah, you hear that every now and then, but.
Yeah, I haven't had any calls. Jody's on vacation, starting tomorrow. Yep.
A great vacation. Right.
Be smart, you
Public
left.
comments? Is that what they have left?
Yes.
Does anybody in the public have a comment? Yes, John?
Pisgah Mountain went online November of 2016, so the first full year was 2017. So I have no idea if a $10,000 had to be paid up front, or if it was in the first partial year, or if it was in the first full year.
That's like.
So I didn't help you out any, but I gave you the information of when it went online and.
That's why I started with 17, because that was the first time receiving it.
So we should be at 90,000 right now then.
Yep.
We'll check, we'll make sure.
Our financial statements don't reflect that. So
Yes.
all I can do is rely on what the financial statements say, and when they don't match up with anything, I
There's a mistake.
I start to get worried, frankly, pretty worried right now.
Where does the auditor get the information to do the audit?
Right.
From the
Let's
town?
move on. Okay, Dave?
I get a question. On this select board position, we have two people running for a one-year term.
Correct.
Could you tell me if both people are residents of the town of Clifton?
Yes, they are.
No, they aren't. Steve Amini is not a resident. He lives 15 Cliffside Drive as his legal resident. He has to live there for his VA loan or they'll repossess his home. His boy lives in his house.
I had a talk with one of your selectmen, and he's had email from other people saying basically the same thing, that he's not a town resident.
He has a home in this community, he collects his mail in this community, he's registered to vote in this community, he pays his excise tax in this community.
And that's all legal because I had his tax records from Great Pond and he lists 50 Cliffside Drive as
He does own another property
and so
like many
does
other people
Esther
do.
on her Facebook page lists Great Pond as her resident. He's not a resident and he's illegal.
No, it's Esther who does have a property in Great Pond that Steve does stay at, but his residence is here.
His boy lives in his house.
Well, yeah, my boy used to
He
live in my
rents his
house.
house to his boy.
I talked to Steve tonight, I asked him if he's a resident, he said he is a resident.
He's a liar. I have it all here. I have his signature on his VA loan. I know, shut me down, right?
Shutting you down
Because you don't care.
No, because he's a resident.
He is not.
He is a resident of the town. All right. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn. 9 o'clock.
All in favor?
Sir?
We are adjourned.